What is good? What is good? It is the most hated yet anticipated Mikey T, the movie star, and I'm back. I'm back with another blog. I'm back with another podcast for y'all tonight.
5 years, 11 months, and 29 days.
We don't need that in the background to be 100% honest with you, man. We're here. We're live. We're ready to go. It's Mikey T, the movie star, with the best hip hop news, the hip hop news for the culture, up to date, specific, and conclusive. You know what I'm saying? We have a major message today from Pooh Shiesty, actually, you guys. Pooh Shiesty, who is facing some serious issues right now, has spoken out. And I've seen a few interviews where a couple different artists like Boosie and Crunchy Black were speaking on Vlad's platform about how Gucci Man has a couple different artists at this time that are locked up. Gucci Man has a couple artists right now that are actually locked up. Now, these are from his last two organizations from within the 1017 compound. You had Young Mal, who I believe is locked up right now. You have also Hood Juan, Pablo Don Juan. He's locked up as well. Pablo Don Juan. Hood Rich, Pablo Don Juan. So those are two from the last branch off groups of 1017. And now you've also got Pooh Shiesty, and you got Foogiano, and of course Rollo, who was locked up in 2018. Rollo's been locked up for a number of years, basically fighting for his freedom. He's had a lot of support. You know what I mean? Even from the likes of Meek Mill, he's had support from Drake. They've all been trying to reach out to the president and get him to do something, But now Pooh Shiesty is actually going through some shit. And I saw him post the other day, so I just wanted to speak on it. I wanted to read his message to everybody that follows my channel. What up with you, Eric Spencer? What's poppin', man? My guy Eric Spencer's in the building. Louis Peasy's in the building. That's one of the moderators. So everybody put some respect on Peasy's name. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in on the late hour tonight. Came back, wanted to do an episode a little bit late, but you know what they say, man, better late than never. The Pooh Shiesty situation is um it's pretty thick, you know what I mean? It was looking all right for him at first, but now there may be complications. I had seen DJ Academics actually talking with somebody about it. I can't remember off top who he was talking to. Anybody in the chat, if you can write it down in the chat log, who he was talking to. I think he might have been talking with an officer of the law or something like that. Academics goes above and beyond. He'll talk to the artist, he'll talk to the producer, he'll even talk to the arresting officer in some situations. Hell yeah, real reaction, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't take no for an answer, man. When you come into Brooklyn, actually, one of my guys, Bricks. I don't know if Bricks is watching the video. Tune in, hit me on the DM, Bricks, if you want to tap in. Bricks actually messes with Uncle Murda's clique and shit, and he told me I need to come out to Brooklyn to do some work. But also Shay Davis, I was doing some work with. I work with a lot of cats out of the Brooklyn area, man. I got a lot of love for Brooklyn. I even went out there and interviewed 22Gs at one point. 22Gs had me come out to Brooklyn to do an interview with him. I don't know if I don't know how long you've been watching my content, but at a certain point in time, they would say Mikey T was the kid that would travel from hood to hood. Mikey T would go to any hood and do an interview. So don't get it mistaken, man. I've been to all the different areas and I interviewed all the different artists, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't really put a fence in front of where I can go. Real reaction. Well, I don't know if you've seen any of my recent interviews, but interviewed Hollow the Don. But do you mean because of the fact that it's 2 and 2? I'll never go back to interviewing people from behind the camera again. I'll never go back to interviewing people from behind the camera again. It'll always be like this. It'll always be like this. Chirac is in the building. What up with you, Schizo? What's popping? Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Everybody hit that like button. Everybody go ahead and share this video. Everybody share this video, man. I appreciate all the support. But tonight we're talking about 1017. Tonight we're talking about 1017. Last night we were talking about 50, Rick Ross, Richer Than I've Ever Been. We talked about Lloyd Banks. You know what I'm saying? We talked about some album sales, comparisons. But tonight we're talking about 1017, you guys. Gucci Man. Gucci, Big Guap. One of the most successful CEOs in my mind. Well, behind the scenes, because Gucci did not get the opportunity to really have all of these dudes at one time on a label where he was releasing Waka Flocka, where he was releasing Young Scooter, where he was releasing Young Thug and Pee Wee Longway and the Migos and Future. He didn't really have a label built up like that. And if he did, he would have been the biggest name in the game, 100%. But he didn't really have those artists signed down to deals like that. From my recollection of hearing interviews, he offered the Migos 25,000 when he met them. From an interview that I heard he did. But I did read at one point he was, when he went through that whole Twitter breakdown, he went to sell the contracts of Waka Flocka, Young Scooter, and Young Thug, who were popping at the time. Young Thug not so much, so he put Young Thug's contract at 250,000. And at that point in time, I was like, "What? Young Thug, 250,000? Who is he really to be commanding that?" But then Young Thug came out with Stoner. He came out with Two Bitches. What was Danny Glover? It was more commonly referred to. Nicki Minaj, Atlas. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Yeah, Nicki Minaj. Also, that we just heard the breakdown of the story of what happened with French Montana. Pretty interesting, man. Pretty interesting when it comes to Gucci Man's artist. But today we're looking at a situation that's happened with Gucci Man's artist, Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano. Now, Foogiano had just been going through some crazy shit. Foogiano just got signed to 1017. He really started getting some notoriety. He actually had a record that featured Little Baby that was spinning. I mean, I actually even heard it up here in Boston. It was playing. It was making its rounds. He had really come out of just being a Southern artist to where he was getting some East Coast play. But Foogiano was facing a hammer charge, and he ran from the charges. He became a fugitive. Foogiano, if you guys remember, probably this time last year, was a fugitive from justice, and he was posting on the gram, and he had a big pile of money, and it was coming up on Christmas. And you guys probably remember me on the channel saying things like, "Oh, Foogiano just wants to go and spend time with his family." Foogiano probably doesn't want to miss out on having one of the best Christmases in his whole life. Foogiano's probably, I don't know his exact age. Maybe he's under 30, maybe he's just 30, but this would probably be the best Christmas that he ever was able to enjoy, having all of that success, having that money that came with the Gucci Man deal, being able to buy his daughter the type of gifts that he would have always wanted to get himself as a child. Don't twist up what I'm saying. It's just what a kid would want for Christmas, what somebody would want for their child for Christmas. And just to show you guys how the whole situation with Foogiano ended, when he ended up getting taken into custody, now it turns out he's beating those gun charges. So it turns out that he was only running away from charges that he knew he was going to beat. He's like, why would I let them lock me up on these charges that I knew I was going to beat? He ended up beating the charges. But now Foogiano is being brought up on a whole nother mess. He's being brought into a whole other mess that we're going to get into today. I'm going to be joined by my guy, SV Twizz. I sent Rosewood the link as well. Bonds is at a show tonight. That's right, Royal King. I'm standing up for my Rhode Island boys. I'm definitely standing up for my Rhode Island boys because I'm just trying to make it. You know what I mean? But also it's Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? CT, baby. CT, baby. I got that fresh cut. I'm looking good out here. Things is looking wavy out here. King of Connecticut shit. Rhode Island boy. You know what I mean? We right by all them nice beaches and shit. We right by all the best dispensaries. Shout out to Burner putting some cookies out here too. Good shit, Mikey, the GOAT. Yeah, I come on here and I spit this knowledge, man, because I've been following this shit for my whole life. You know what I'm saying, guys? I've been following this for my whole life, practically my whole life. Out of RI. Yeah, I've been following hip hop practically my whole life, man. Even though I didn't really get to witness too much of or much of anything of Pac and Big's careers, much of anything that I can really remember, because in 96, I was only 8 years old. Now that's not to say I wasn't remembering anything. Like, I have memories of when I was 5 years old, but it was more like in kindergarten making guns out of Legos. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the memories that I have. I don't really remember too much about music from that point on. I really wasn't educated about music when I was younger. I do have memories of my older brother making movies and always showing us movies and stuff like that. We would always, have this little thing full of all the movies and shit, all the tapes and shit, how you would record tapes back in the day. And my brother, who is a director now, his new movie, Slapface, the horror movie I was telling y'all about last year, it actually just got picked up by Shudder, and they're going to be doing an announcement. The Advent calendar actually just dropped on Shudder. That is a foreign language horror film. It's spoken in French, but my brother Jerry's film, Slapface, that he directed and wrote, and I'm actually in it. It's going to be debuting on Shudder this year. As soon as we get a release date on it, guys, I'll be sure to let y'all know. I don't know the release date, but they did put it online that Shudder, the dopest the dopest platform for horror films, has acquired the rights to stream my brother's film Slapface. It's going to be awesome. My brother actually got the actor, the little kid from they had made a new series, Boy Meets World. They readapted it to Girl Meets World, and there's a kid in it who plays Topanga, and what's the other kid's names? It's Ben Savage, but who did he play in the show? He played does anybody know who he played on Boy Meets World? Who did Ben Savage play? What was his name? Corey Matthews, and Topanga's son was actually the actor named August Maturo, who was in my brother's movie. Heck yeah, big shit's popping. Yo, Mikey T, music and gaming news. Salute to music and gaming news. So, salute my brother Zach from Coke Boys. What are you talking about, Royal King? I don't really know what you're talking about, unless you're talking about Zach actually being back in Morocco now. But yeah, I remember back in the day, guys, not to get too I mean, this is my show. This is my podcast. You know what I'm saying? We're still on the introduction, but not to get too away from the topics of tonight. But honestly, you guys, I remember when I was kicking it with Zach and Jolie. It was actually in New York. It was in Manhattan. French Montana had just come back from the strip club. He was meeting up with Mass Pike Miles in the studio. Everybody knew Mass Pike Miles was with MMG at that point. Everybody knew Mass Pike Miles was with MMG at that point. So I was waiting to do an interview with French, but he was actually in there. This was French's opportunity to work with a R&B singer. So I had to wait. You know what I mean? Sometimes in this business, you got to know it's time to wait and shit like that. So I knew at that present time it was time to wait. And I regret leaving because, Royal King, I was there kicking it with Zach. I was there kicking it with Jolie. You know what I mean? The people closest to Max being French Montana. And I was like, oh, I'm going to leave. You know what I mean? I'm going to leave. I had the chronic. I was blowing it down. Everybody was having a good time. And I was like, I'm going to leave. I should have waited. I regret leaving that day, man. Bring Zach back. Bring Zach back. There we go. We Gucci, man. Kevin Rodriguez, I appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. Where's the smoke, man? Where's the smoke? Whenever somebody calls Mikey T a legend, I gotta light up. Okay, we are Gucci. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you saying that, man. I don't know if you've seen any of the new interviews. Go check out some of my new work with Hollow the Don, Kay Walker, Skinny Me. I got a whole bunch of new work out there, man. But I definitely appreciate the acknowledgement, man. Excuse me, guys. Enjoying a little chronic right now. Enjoying a little chronic break right now, you guys. It's the kid, Mikey T, the movie star. Tonight, we actually have a message from Pooh Shiesty, who has spoken out while facing, from what I've counted up, you guys, between the 4 charges in one case and another aggravated battery charge. Foogiano, by my count, is facing 105 years. Let me see. Let me get this right. What's good, y'all? Appreciate everybody sharing this video tonight. Appreciate y'all sharing this video tonight, man. What's everybody smoking? What's everybody smoking on? Yeah, look at that. Look at that shit turn right there, you guys. I'm on these raw papers tonight. You dig? Free 1017, man. Free 1017. Free Rollo. Free Rollo. Free Hood Rich Pablo Don Juan. Pablo Juan. There's no Don in there, is it? Royal King, maybe 10 years. Who are you talking about, brother? You talking about Pooh Shiesty? I did see an interview that Academics did where he said he could potentially get 5 to 10 years, 5 to 10 years, but he's facing 20 years each on 4 different counts, and then he's facing another 15 years on a battery. That's why all the blogs are wording this as life, or that's why, further than the blogs, that's why the court systems are talking about it like it's life. You know what I mean? Like, never mind the blogs talking about it as life. That's just all the chitter chatter. You know what I mean? What matters is when it comes to that court case, when it comes into that courtroom. A lot of times, in the past, like when I was younger and shit, you would hear people get threatened with 20 years in the courts. A lot of time, those people would only go on to serve 2 years. So I really looked at it like, okay, you get threatened with something, you'll more than likely do a little, 10% or whatever of it. You'll do that. So, so look at this whole situation with, they're saying Pooh Shiesty facing 100 years, 115 years, or 80 years in the one case. Now they're saying he could potentially really do 10 years in jail. If we look at the cold, hard facts of what he's been involved in, well, the first situation that he was involved in was a chronic deal gone wrong. Sneakers, designer shoes, and some shoes can go upwards of $5,000. You know, designer shoes and a bunch of weed. Whether it was a couple $1,000s worth of weed or no, I don't think it was a couple thousand because from the reports that I've read, somebody had come up and handed him some chronic. Now, he was also in a McLaren. He was also in a bright green McLaren. I might have seen pictures of it, but I've seen so many bright green McLarens or Lamborghinis or whatever that I really can't really remember at this point in time if it was Pooh Shiesty that was in that vehicle. But from what I was reading, he was in a green McLaren. He's in a green McLaren. They dropped a shitload of money. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. They dropped a shitload of money out of the McLaren, which makes absolutely no sense to me. If you're not going to stop and go back and get your money from the McLaren that fell out of the McLaren, then you must be the one who is in danger. Like if he was the aggressor, and you know what I mean? If Pooh Shiesty and his homie were the aggressor, why would they not go back and get the bread? Why would they not go back and get the bread? Like, man, we going back there to get the bread. You know what I'm saying? Unless he was like, yo, never mind that bread. I'm gonna make that bread in 2 days at King of Diamonds, in which he did end up going to King of Diamonds. Now, the fact that he went to King of Diamonds and got into a whole nother situation, it just made this past situation that much bigger. It blew it all up because I believe, I'm going to go into the details a little bit more. I have some shit written down. Right now, I'm still just sort of freestyling from the facts that I've read. He got booked and released for the King of Diamonds incident, or was about to get released. And then they were like, nah, man, you got this whole situation. You got this whole situation from a little bit deeper in Miami, where we actually got you on camera. And from what I read, they've got a little bit of camera footage that may either be damning or it may help them. Because honestly, man, it might just look like Pooh Shiesty and his homie are fleeing the scene. You know what I'm saying? But one aspect I did want to mention about the Green McLaren was that the guy apparently, from what I read on a few different blogs, the guy that was coming to give him some chronic also was the one that rented him the whip. So there might be another charge involved in it, since he was supposed to be renegotiating the amount of, the time that he was going to have the whip in his possession. But honestly, amongst everything else, that's going to be small for, small talk, because they're alleging that Pooh Shiesty actually clipped somebody in the ass. They're saying that Pooh Shiesty actually shot this dude in his buttocks, you guys. Now, the way that they're drawing this whole scene out, which was written out before BMF season finale, you guys. Sup, prayed up. Appreciate you for tuning in. Salute to the 805 California. Yay! Yeah, California major salute. But guys, this kind of scene that they're drawing out where they're like, okay, this one dude got hit in the ass and then this other dude got shot in the torso. Like the way they laid it out just kind of seemed like Lamar and Kato at the end of BMF. So I'm just wondering. But then another report I read said that Pooh Shiesty never left his vehicle. It said Pooh Shiesty never left his vehicle, you guys. So I'm sorry, but when you got a guy who never left his vehicle, let me bring my guy SV Twizz in this. Maybe he could bring a little bit of clarity into the situation. SV Twizz, my guy, the hood blogger.
Mikey, what's up, bro? What's going on with you? Salute, bro.
Appreciate you tapping in tonight, Twizz. You know, we're talking
For sure.
We're talking 1017 in general tonight, man. We're talking Pooh Shiesty. We're talking Foogiano, who caught a bad rap as well.
Facts.
But I was just sort of going over it, and I was saying a lot of what I've read could play out in Pooh Shiesty's favor. They're saying Pooh Shiesty never got out of the vehicle. Pooh Shiesty was arrested because they proved he was on the scene by the $100 bills.
True.
Now, I'm just speculating here, Twizz, but if somebody leaves $40,000 in a duffel bag on the scene where it doesn't seem like they were really the aggressor on the scene. It seemed like they were trying to flee.
True. You got a point right there. You know what I mean? And especially with that, man, the proper representation, you know, can get that, you know what I'm saying, can spank that, you know, definitely have it looking at lower charges, at least lessening the charges, and that's the goal right there with that. You want to at least get as much knocked off as you can, so you're not getting tied up in everything.
So, Twizz, you're going to buy some chronic, some juice, and some shoes. So you're going to buy these things. Why would you leave $40,000 on the scene? $40,000 is worth more than all those items.
That's true. It could be switched around. Like, you know, he might have felt his life was in jeopardy. You know, he might have felt threatened to the point he had to get off of that scene and left that much money right there. Like you said, you know, the value of the money that was left, it can be fought in different angles. You know what I mean? That's why, like, when they be putting stuff up on the internet, it's a lot different when you're dealing with laws and you know, depending on what courtroom you in and what lawyer you got, you know, a lot of things are beatable. You know what I mean? So it's not over for him. That's for sure.
Right. It was not over for him, Twizz. If this is all he did, he would have been good. You know, I think he would have had his lawyer explain what happened to the prosecuting attorney or whatever. But
Facts.
the thing is, he got into more trouble at King of Diamonds.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Was a
what
bad
hemmed him
job.
up.
Yeah, that was definitely a bad job right there. And that's, you know, you got to be more strategic, man. When you know you in the limelight, if you know you come from a certain hood and you got credibility, bro, you don't gotta be out here trying to prove that to the world every day. That's gonna be your downfall, man. Like that ain't nothing thrill about that. Trying to prove your realness every day. You should never be in a situation where you got to pull a burnout on somebody or anything. You know, you have all that secured and covered, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to use your brain when you get in position to make legitimate money. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now I'm saying, Twizz, there's no proof from what I read, they said that Pooh Shiesty never left his car for that whole period of time. But we got two men that have been hit, one in the ass, one in the
Yeah.
torso. What is going to explain that,
Well, the thing with that type of situation, you can always get hit with the conspiracy just for being there. So, if it's proven that he didn't get out the car, he still got to worry about the conspiracy, and conspiracy can always jam you up.
Yep, and they've got him on camera actually being there. So after this incident, Pooh also had a significant incident at the Miami King of Diamonds strip club over Memorial Weekend. A shooting where he fired a shot that hit the ground and a security guard was hit. But Twizz, this security guard ended up recanting his statement. He got an aggravated battery for that, and he ultimately turned himself in on June 8th. Now, while incarcerated on June 25th, he was hit with all the federal charges from the incidents with the shoes and the chronic. All of those charges became federal charges.
Yeah, it's a tight situation for one. Like whenever you dealing with a case or something, and for instance, if it was a victim in that crime, if you dealing with the state, like I know, like out PA, for instance, say for instance you shoot somebody, and when you shoot this guy, he go to the hospital and he give your name up, he points you out in like the lineup where they give a person a book, like they might give you the like pictures of people, like do you recognize any of these guys? If the person points you out and then it comes, you go to preliminary and all that, and the person don't come to preliminary, the person don't come to court, those charges can easily be dismissed as long as the state don't pick it up. But in his situation in particular, regardless if the bodyguard took his statements back, you got the letter boys that picked it up. So that's a whole different monster and beast to fight. Like they don't, I mean, like they can
Well,
go off witnesses.
these are actually two separate charges, Twizz, because
Okay,
he caught aggravated battery for what happened at Miami King of Diamonds.
okay.
Now, I'm
So
not sure how that far that'll go with the recanted statement, but I
he should
looked it
spank
up.
that.
I looked it up, and aggravated battery can carry up to 15 years.
Yeah, he should spank that. Long as it's long as the person took his statement back. The tricky thing is like now they got these cameras and all that. So like I don't know if where he from is a Commonwealth state, but sometimes like out PA or whatever, the Commonwealth will pick your case up if it's like a witness in the case and the witness don't want to continue, the Commonwealth will sometimes pick that case up. So it's up to like his state laws and everything. But with him, the bodyguard taking that statement back, it can be a plus, long as his state can't pick up those charges and continue with that. So all he have to worry about is his federal charges.
Well, yeah, man, they've got him in federal charges a couple towns down. But Twizz, you want to shut your phone off and turn it back on? You're a little
All right,
glitchy.
yeah. Matter of fact, I got you. I'm not connected to my Wi-Fi. I'm gonna shut it down and I'm gonna tap back in on the Wi-Fi.
All right, we'll see
All
you
right.
in 2 minutes, Twizz. All right, we're gonna see Twizz back here in 2 minutes, you guys. He had some interesting shit to offer as we covered the incident in Miami at the King of Diamonds, you guys, which I've been to several times. So it's just kind of crazy to think that a shot was fired off in there. I've filmed Floyd Mayweather in there. I've partied at the King of Diamonds with Gilly the Kid when Birdman actually walked in and Gilly and Birdman actually shook hands. I was there filming that. I've actually filmed Chief Keef at the King of Diamonds. So to think that, a shot actually got fired there, I mean, I can remember being there shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow with other people at Rick Ross's Mastermind album release party with Scott Storch and Dre Films. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so to think of that is just kind of crazy to me. I've actually been in one environment where there was a nightclub shooting, though. I was just saying, Twizz, it's kind of crazy everything that I've done at King of Diamonds, like to think that there's a shooting there. Like I've been there at Rick Ross's Mastermind album release party, and people were like elbow to elbow. You know what I mean? Like I was there filming Chief Keef. You know what I mean? Rest in
That's
peace, my
heavy.
bro. I was there with cousin Todd, rest in peace, you know, as he performed his song. You know, like I had a lot of experiences there, man. It's just to think like all I really read about it was that Pooh Shiesty shot off in there because he dropped some money.
Yeah, I actually saw the clip of that, and that goes back to what I was saying. You from the streets, you getting bread, bro. You gotta play chess out here, bro. Like you
Yeah,
should
you got to
never.
play chess. Okay.
You,
So was he playing chess, Twizz? Did he know he was going away from the incident that happened in Miami a few days prior or whenever it happened?
he was playing for keeps, man. Because especially knowing if you in a situation and you got something else going on, you want to be strategic. You don't want to add too much icing on the cake. You know what I mean? Like you putting yourself in a situation to get buried. And at the end of the day, man, people don't be realizing until you up in the mountains and you have a dream. When you sleep at night, your dream consists of you being like, you know how a dream is. You might be home, you might be with family members, friends, and then your eyes open up and they getting ready to serve breakfast in there. It's like it's a hurt piece, man. From coming from the struggle, getting in the position of living a luxurious lifestyle, and then you put yourself in a situation where you gotta sit for years, bro. Like it's like you taking 1,000 steps backwards, man. Like, bro, like it don't be that serious. You got even like I always speak on Chief Keef, man, and I know from his time of being like an artist, he had his ups and downs, and he seemed to been escaping situations. But even he realized when it's time to fall back, man, it's like you have to. You even see guys like Gucci, man. Like he has little situations. He was blessed to get up out of that, but everybody don't be as fortunate as that, man. You know what I mean? When you be in a situation and you just do 5 years, like they really roofing people, and they definitely trying to make examples out of rappers because they know the whole world be watching that stuff. They don't want everybody thinking that you can go out, catch rent, do this and that, whether you got money or not, and you just gonna beat the system like that. There's other ways to go about it, man. You damn if I'm wealthy like that, and I'll be in a position where I gotta pull my burnout and shoot at somebody. Like
Yep.
you should never be in that situation. Even though that's allegedly, not saying that he did that, but that go for anybody like that's in that type of position, man. You gotta move strategic, bro. Like
Yeah, Twizz, I just don't know what he was thinking because, like how you said about this case from Miami King of Diamonds, I
hmm
think he would have easily spanked that case where he was trying to go buy some chronic and some shoes and it went crazy. You know what I mean? I think he
facts.
would have easily spanked that case just by going to his lawyer, telling his lawyer the absolute truth. Because, you could always tell your lawyer the truth. And then your lawyer's going to go let the police know what happened. I guess that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I honestly think that he could have beat that case, like just by explaining, yo, I was trying to buy some shoes from these guys. Shoes usually cost $5,000. They told me they had it for 2,500. Or whatever the story was. They had some bud for me too. I was trying to buy that. These dudes tried to rob me. Twizz, you rappers probably tell that shit to their lawyers all the time, right?
Facts. They can say they try to rob you, or you felt like your life is threatened because they know who you was. They know that you have money on a regular. That, you know what I'm saying? Like it's different ways that a lawyer definitely can beat that. You know what I mean? But when you get in like the video camera is always what was boxing people in nowadays. Like it's cameras everywhere, bro. Like cameras everywhere. You have to
Now,
think before you go do things.
now they say they had camera footage of this McLaren, this green McLaren pulling in.
True.
Um, and they also say that one of the people, one of the quote unquote victims involved, was renting the McLaren to Pooh Shiesty.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know how that's going to tie into the whole thing. If it's going to be some Grand Theft Auto type of shit, because apparently he was supposed to be negotiating the terms of, you know, the lease on the vehicle as well.
Hmm.
So, you know, that whole situation. But honestly, man, I think Pooh Shiesty, the only reason it seems like they've connected Pooh Shiesty to this, because they've said he never got out of the vehicle. So they never really had a clear shot of him on the camera, I'm imagining. But the way
Hmm.
they've traced him is because they actually picked up that money that they forgot and they saw him with the same money on his Instagram account, Twizz.
True. But it's still ways to beating that. You know what I mean? Like the only thing about beating the case like that is if he beat it, then it's putting it on his homie Schizo. What's up, bro? Much love and respect.
And that's
You
something
know,
these guys don't like to do. You got Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel. You have
yeah,
Rallo's whole case. They do not want to put it on their homie. So
exactly.
sort of elaborate on why that could be a whole thing of putting it on his homie, though, Twizz.
So for instance, if they seen Shiesty was at the scene. The rental was rented to him. His homies was on camera. They found his money on the scene. They also got that same money. Much love and respect. They also got that money with him on the video. So it's like for him to get himself out that situation, he would be throwing his bros in the under
Yeah.
the bus, and that'd be going against what he stand for. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like when you I don't care how much money you got, if you live in that life, it's two ways to go. When things get dark, it's either you're gonna break every code that you supposedly stand for and think about yourself, or you gonna stand on them codes and take what come with that. When you on your way, bro, like Mikey, if you got me, Rosewood, you know what I'm saying, and Bond Simmons and me, Rosewood and Bonds, we on angles. You talking about, hey, we about to go meet this big rapper, and we talking about robbing them and things like that. It's up to you to control that situation. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, okay.
yo,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like you the direct connect to these guys, but we your homies, and we hotheads. Like either you gonna control that or you gonna condone in it. You know what I'm saying? And if you let us pull up there with you, and you know what type time we on, it's like you putting yourself in that situation. So it's up to you to control them. Like, bro, we getting real money. We getting tour money. We like
Yep.
who's worried about sneakers and a couple pounds, whatever it was, bro. That's materialistic stuff that you gonna come by. You gotta lose that from the bottom mentality, man, when you get put in a position, man, because there's much more money to be made out there. And we talking about somebody like Pooh Shiesty where he was lit. You know what I mean? He had much more positive things that could have came to him and his
Yeah.
team where you
And
got to
now
lose that recklessness.
Pooh Shiesty is locked up because of that punk ass shit.
Exactly.
Somebody trying to get
Exactly.
over on somebody for some weed and shoe money. Like, I'm sorry, but
Exactly.
there's a whole lot more out there than just one transaction of weed and shoes. People are out there creating major businesses like cookies. You know what I'm saying? All these
Exactly.
marijuana businesses that are growing, all these shoe stores
Exactly.
that are out there. You know what I mean? All these luxury shoe stores and shit like that for people to really be jeopardizing. Look what happened to them. If that's
Exactly.
they got hit in the torso in the ass, was that worth it? You know what I mean? People are out
No.
there. People are supposed to be trying to elevate their situation, not get tangled up in a
Uh,
war.
I feel like a lot of these guys nowadays that be in the rap industry, all these young boys coming up, like they don't be counting their blessings. It's like they take it for granted. Like they feel like they deserve everything they had. Which, of course, if you work for it and you get it, you feel like you deserved it. But don't be reckless with it, bro. Like be thankful for it. You know what I mean? Capitalize off of it. Don't be walking around like the whole world owe you or nothing like that, or you know what I'm saying? Like you could do whatever you want, bro, because at the end of the day, man, it's like anybody can get it when you in that limelight. When them boys is coming for you, they coming for you. We done seen the millionaires, people like even people like Wesley Snipes that went down for like tax invasions and things like that. We talking about like, legendary
He
celebrities.
was in Blade.
Exactly, exactly. So don't think that you above the world and the system and you can do whatever you want just because you got bread, and don't feel like you got to prove your realness because that's going to be your downfall, man. Realness is coming from the trenches. You get put in position and then you put other people in position, man. If your life gets snatched, you still leaving with that legacy. If you don't wake up in the morning, you leaving with that legacy. But
Exactly, man.
when you still trying to live that street life, and you can talk about all the violence you want in your music, but as soon as you get jammed up for it, all your fans and everybody gonna be like, "You's a fool, bro. Like you threw all that away for nothing."
Yeah, we actually turned out for you. We actually showed you love. In reality, Pooh Shiesty was the first artist since the old era of Gucci Man's label 1017 that really connected. In my opinion, he was really the first one that
That's
had
a fact.
connected.
That's a fact. He had a heavy connection, man. His songs was catchy. His energy was catchy. But don't get too big headed, man. That be the issue, man. It's like, especially people in them type of positions, they don't have no mentors or nobody that can talk to them to get them to chill. It's just like they be the shot callers for everything. You know what I mean? And it be the destruction to a lot of them, man. I just don't understand why a lot of these rappers don't learn off of other people. The TKs, all of these guys, like the people where like they was lit at a situation, and then they get in a tight situation. There's no getting out of that, man. It ain't no getting out of that when them folks come for you. They don't care about. Don't
Well,
try to act.
Twizz, are there any situations that are right there in front of you like that? I guess you said TK.
Mhm.
But I mean, you got other situations that are a little bit under the radar, like with what happened with Spado from Major Figures. Um,
Yeah,
maybe even Shine's situation, even though I think people should have learned from Shine's situation as well. Are there any other situations or the Shine situation pretty much the big one?
Sean. When it comes to Sean, it's like a different generation of music now. So a lot of these young boys and these people that be listening to music nowadays, like they don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy how the generations change. Like I be seeing people
Gucci
doing music.
Man, Gucci
Gucci is
Man,
a
he went to jail
Gucci.
back and forth, but I feel like the
Gu-
younger generation probably doesn't remember that to the point where they're like, yeah, he went to jail, but he was always getting out.
Exactly. They look at the end results because they wasn't there, like when it happened. You got Gucci, but then you also got like Kodak Black. He was able to get out of his situation. You know what I mean?
Troy Ave,
Tro-
Amanda says. How does Troy Ave fit into that one? He went to jail
he
for a
don't fit into
little
that
bit.
one.
He doesn't fit into
Troy
that one.
Troy Ave don't fit into that one to me because he was a me like Troy
He
Ave.
got out.
Yeah, and also he was somebody that didn't follow the code that what he supposedly lived by, man. Like I don't care what nobody say. You're not gonna be acting like you from the streets and talking this and that, and you get in a tight situation, and then you say the streets is a myth. Like the streets ain't a myth. The streets is real. It's just up to you if you're gonna be involved in it or if you're gonna stay away from it. You got choices. You got choices in life. You got people out here like Drake that's winning, and he ain't doing no street music. He's not, like he's not promoting it. He's not promoting those type of things. Like You know,
Yeah,
Troy Ave
and
situation.
honestly, Twizz, Troy Ave didn't even need to get on the stand to win his case. It was cut and
Exactly.
dry. It was evident he was defending himself. Like, just keep your
Yeah.
mouth shut, man.
Yeah, let your lawyer handle that. Let the evidence get backed up. But like somebody like Troy Ave, what he do is, and not to just talk about him, but he just try to shield his situation on how much money and moves he make. If you ever notice him talking, he be like, I'm the first one that did this. I did this. I'm solo artist, independent artist.
He
I
was
got
he was getting a little disappointed that he couldn't take advantage of what happened.
exactly. Even when
He was getting a little disappointed, but in all honesty, Twizz, he got kind of the Quando Rondo treatment, man. He
yeah, he
got the Quando Rondo treatment, man. People fell back from him.
yeah, he did. He kind of did, but Quando Rondo was never put in, like, it's kind of hard to compare him because like for instance
Troy Ave
with
was a
Troy Ave,
little bit more on than Quando
the
Rondo.
yeah, Troy Ave was a little bit more on, you know what I mean? But like the situations is different. Like if you think about what happened with Troy Ave, bro, on some real rap, bro, if you a rapper and you got a security guard, a bodyguard, and something happened and your bodyguard get his situation twisted up, bro, that's your bodyguard. You better get up out of there. If you gonna pick that strap up and then start shooting,
Whoa,
that
Twizz. I
changes it.
think from what Troy Ave says, him and Burner had more of a relationship like what we have, man.
Also, his security guard was really like a friend to him.
Banger.
It
Yeah, banger.
okay,
Excuse me.
all right, yeah. See, I didn't know
Yeah.
the full story about it. I
Like,
just know that
that's like saying, Twizz, if one of our enemies, like one of say like a blogger that was like, yo, I hate Mikey T. Mikey
yeah,
T cannot get on, and he has Twizz up there with him. Oh, Mikey T thinks I'm not gonna do anything because he's got Twizz up there with him. I'm gonna show Mikey
yeah.
T tonight, even though it's the major Ti concert. So he
Oh yeah,
pulls up
that's
to the
different.
concert. He pulls up to the
That's
concert and me and you are there. I'm like, yo, Twizz, we here. We're gonna get that interview with T.I. tonight. We're at least gonna lock it in. So now other dude
mhm,
Bogarts in, he pulls out the thing, he actually hits you. I'm like, what?
yeah.
This dude done hit Twizz. Give me
Mhm.
that shit. Bah, 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 bah. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's different. That's different. I thought that was just a hired security guard he had, but that's 100% different. But in his situation, he could have let his, like with the more money you got, the more power you got. You can have two, three lawyers fight that joint for you. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta go in there, but and you getting the best of the best. But that's just it's what come with that lifestyle, man. It's like Troy Ave and Quando Rondo's situation was a little different though. Just to
But
get back on that.
it was similar how the industry or in the fans turned their backs on him, though. It's like Troy
Well,
Ave, Troy Ave had a video of him bucking in a nightclub. You would have
true.
thought, like, if Shine didn't get deported, Twizz, you would have thought
Hmm.
that Shine would have been able to take full advantage of that and start being at every single nightclub. But
That's true. But the thing with Quando is it's like you got a section of people that love King Von to death that hate Quando. And I love
okay,
King I love how King Von carried it, but you know what I'm saying? But he also have a bunch of people that was like, bro, you did what you was supposed to do. Cause let you have been out Chicago and then she was on the other foot and you came up there punching on King Von and he got his goons out there. What you think gonna happen? You know what I
exactly,
mean?
Twizz. That's why it's very similar because on the other side they've got Tax Stone and Casanova, and
Yeah,
the people are like, I love Tax Stone, man. I
true,
live and breathe listening to Tax Stone. Oh, Tax Stone ain't
true,
never going to jail. How's
true.
how's Tax Stone going to go to jail? Then I can't listen to none of his blogs.
One
Then I
thing one thing for sure, two things for certain. Tax Stone is legendary in the game, but he's a fool. I'm sorry. How he moved was foolish to me. I feel like he was trying to prove a point that wasn't necessary to be proved, bro. Like for all that, bro, you should have never been involved with the podcast. You might as well have just stayed in the streets and been involved with that, how you was moving, bro. to the point
That's
where you got to come in.
wild, man.
Yeah, like
Show up
bro,
to an
you threw.
event like that on that type of
Yeah,
time.
yeah, like you threw everything out the window for nothing. I'm sorry, bro. And now
He
you
had
feel dumb.
everything. He had everything
Exactly.
in the palm of his hand, Twizz.
Exactly, bro. I didn't know what a podcast was till I watched Tech Stone. You know what I mean?
Bro, do you realize like how many years I had to do interviews week after
Mhm.
week, reaching out to every single different website, World Star, Rap
Mhm.
Radar, Hip Hop Wired, All Hip Hop, Hip Hop DX, Hot New Hip Hop. I had to work every
Facts.
single day of the year
Facts.
getting my name out on all those blogs.
Facts.
And Taxstone became popular like that.
Facts.
You know
It's
what
an
I mean?
entity though. Well, but like Mikey, you was doing it before it was overnight fame. Like you was doing it when you really had to you really had to be at these places. You really had to come and catch these celebrities and set stuff up. You was really putting in the footwork where at the time when Taxstone came up, it was the Instagram era and all that was already lit, and people can easily set up things. You got mutual people that were setting up things, but when you was doing it, everybody wasn't doing it. And the people that was doing it, they wasn't getting interviews like you was. Like you really had A1 celebrities on your platform. You know what I mean? Like you really did. Like we talking about Wayne, people like that, like where a lot of these podcasters, if they don't got like no endorsements, they not getting these people on here, man. Like on they platforms, bro. You know what I mean? So
I had cash out after he performed at the BET Awards. And it's
facts,
like, you know what I mean? Like I worked
facts,
extra hard for the people to give a shit about that. And then like
facts.
one day I'm at a show going there to get my interviews with K Camp and Manolo Rose, and Taxstone is actually hosting the show. You know what I mean? So
That's heavy.
I kind of wanted to make it a point that night to meet Taxstone.
And let's not forget, before the virus and stuff hit and all of that, you was pulling up on everybody. You know what I mean? It's not like you check all your prior work, you pulling up to these people, whether it's a celebrity that's up here or a rapper that's up and coming in the trenches. You was really pulling up in hoods and wherever these people was at. So definitely salute to you for that, Mikey. You know what I'm saying? But it's a shame what happened with Tax Stone, man, because he threw away gold, man. He threw away platinum. Because like if he would have never went down, you would have where he would have been at now. He would have been like on
In a
top of how
position
he
with Charlemagne.
exactly, bro. You hit it on
Yeah.
the nose. He would have been up
Yeah.
there with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally agree, man. You know, Charlemagne has really changed the world, man.
He did. He did.
Not
And
mine,
and
not my
I know
world.
what you're saying. I know what
You
you're
know what I
saying.
mean?
And he
He
has
doesn't
his
want to give
style.
he doesn't want to well, who knows? I don't want to ever speak like that because you never know who's watching, and he has an amazing uh platform for podcasts, and he could just come and be like, "Hey Mikey T, this, that, and the third needs to be added to what you do, and
Facts.
you have a podcast ready for my platform." And I'd be like, "Oh, let's do it,
Facts.
Charlemagne. Let's do it 100%."
That's a fact. You know what I mean? And
You
Mikey,
know.
you got everything it takes for that, man. Like at the end of the day, you didn't put work in for real and conducted professional interviews. You've been doing it for years, man.
So this, we were speaking about Taxstone because it's kind of crazy, just like Pooh Shiesty, these
Hmm.
guys who have it all, throwing it away.
Yeah,
I was kind of saying that Pooh Shiesty was the hottest rapper to blow up under Gucci in a long time. Foogiano didn't really blow up like Pooh Shiesty was blowing up. Agreed?
yeah, that's agreed. He was in the he was
He was
in a
moving.
situ. He was, and that's because of the this. You know how the style of music that they have and everything, where it was like the talking crazy, speaking on the dead and all that type of stuff. But that's the wave nowadays. But a lot of these people, for instance, like you can have somebody that was in the streets from 15 and now they 19 and they 20, and then they come across this music money. They didn't get a chance to hit rock bottom, bro. Like, if you somebody that really been through it and you really been in them jails and really had numbers that you was facing, bro, and really had things on the line that you was going to lose, you become more mature and appreciative of what you had. That's why people like Gucci and them, they can move how they move. But these guys are getting signed
Yeah,
and getting all
you're right.
types of money at an
They
age,
didn't even
you know what I'm
hit.
saying?
I don't know, man. I think Young Thug hit rock bottom, though. I think Young
Well,
Thug was just at rock bottom. You know what I
well,
mean, Twizz?
Thug, Thug a little different, but look at how he moved. He not moving reckless also. You know what I mean? He might say
But
a little
Lil
bit here and
Baby,
there.
yeah, Lil Baby. I see what you're saying. Like Lil Baby, guys like even Troy Ave, guys. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It seemed like they was comfortable. Like they came right out their mom's crib. Like, mom provide a good crib for you until you
Hmm.
got to move on your own. But like you got money while you was there, so you made it comfortable for yourself to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
and
It's up to your situ.
you never knew what it was like to be uncomfortable really, because you always had some food, something in the fridge, somewhere to sleep,
Exactly.
somewhere to fall back, and if your plan goes
And,
totally bad,
and,
right?
and even if you say for instance you didn't have food or you was broke, like you had you barely had $20 in your pocket on a daily basis.
Well, then you know what rock
Be,
bottom feels like.
yeah, you know what rock bottom feel like, but when you go in them jails and you fight certain charges with no lawyer money, with nobody sending you commissary, then when you get out, and some people never learn, but a lot of times, like, or even if you went upstate, you know what I mean? It's like you appreciate things more, man. You understand to protect them things now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like an OG that might have did 30 years in jail. He might have did a court of drama case years back, and now he come home and he working in a restaurant, but he's content with that. He can have bodies or whatever. You know what I mean? He moved militant, but he's happy for what he have. You know what I mean? He's real acceptable. Where these younger guys, they never felt the flame, so they take everything for granted, bro. Like, yeah, just 6 months ago, I was eating oodles and noodles. I barely had money to get some herb. You know what I mean? Now it's like I'm pulling out bank rolls. I got all the females. Everybody is screaming my name. I'm doing shows. So you get
Wow.
big headed. You know what I mean? You get big headed. And
Yeah.
then you forget that the law can take all of that from you.
Yeah, it's like that guy Drip. It's like that guy Drip when he first got his big check. They did a whole skit with him and Zaytoven when he got his first check for 74,000. So
Hmm.
Zaytoven brought the check over for him and he was like, "Yeah, 74,000." He's like, "It was 150,000." And then Drip was like, "Yeah, 74,000, man. Drip, big Drip." He's like, but Zay, you said that was 150. Where's the other 70,000? Where's the other 70? Where'd the other 70,000 go, Zay? I know you said it's 150. He's like, why didn't you just bring me cash, Zay? Yo, that guy, you know who Big Drip is, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that dude is
definitely.
so
Yeah.
funny, man. But so these charges were brought, as I said, they came and grabbed Pooh Shiesty on June 8th. And while
Hmm.
incarcerated, June 25th, so just under 20 days later, it was actually 17 days later, they came and they hit him with 4 serious charges that carry 20 years each: conspiring to possess firearms in furtherance of a crime, conspiring to commit robbery, committing robbery and discharging a firearm in furtherance of a crime.
Damn.
So, conspiring to possess firearms in furtherance of a crime, conspiring to possess firearms and possess. How is that? Like, is that maybe because maybe if they're felons, they had to conspire to actually get the weapons to.
Well, the comparison with the firearms is like if it's me and you together and I pull my strap out on somebody, I rob them or whatever, then I hop back in your will and we pull off. Whoever around you or what they got, you going down for that. You know what I mean? So that probably lead back to like the robbery and everything where they didn't have him on camera, but they still placing him on the scene of the crime. You know what I mean? So that's my assumption right there. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with the conspiracy. It's like they can nail you so many different ways. Like
Now, conspiring to commit robbery. They're saying this because of all the goods involved, like the shoes. You know, the shoes. Like I said, I was watching a,
exactly,
I was watching a Soldier Boy blog, and some of these shoes could go for $5,000.
exactly. But the question is, did you really have to? Not saying he did, but did it really have to lead to a situation where you robbing somebody for that? Bro, y'all be on videos pulling out 50 bands. Like, you mean to tell me you can't, if you care about some sneaks that cost 5 bands and you buying them off of somebody, so he probably get them for like 4,200, 4,000 or something. You know what I mean? Like, it don't add up, bro. If it's that, like, bro, are you serious, bro? Like, is somebody gonna look at you different because you got them sneaks on? Is that going to boost your fan base? Like people be looking on the internet and they watch these artists and they can pull out money and they got Louis belts on and chains. It all look good, but at the end of the day, nobody can really care less. As long as you putting out good music and things like that, ain't nobody about to be sitting up here like it don't be that serious, bro.
So you're saying it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that they wouldn't even need to rob those guys.
Yeah, it's a foolish move. I feel like if you a celebrity and put in that limelight, if you ever get caught up in something where you got to deal with the law, you better be protecting your life or your family's life. You know what I mean? Like it better be like, somebody really trying to pull up on you and bring harm to you and you're defending yourself. Not you going out trying to jam nobody, not you going out getting caught up. You got money from music and you going out and you getting work and you try like come
Yeah,
on, man, it don't add up.
it doesn't even
Like
make sense. You
yeah,
just
you
got money
hustling
off of
backwards.
music. That you just got money
Exactly.
off of music. Why wouldn't you just go buy shoes and go buy chronic?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
but that's something they're gonna have to prove in court. So
Mm-hmm.
committing robbery and discharging a firearm in furtherance of a crime. That is
Sheesh.
definitely a big one, man. And all of these
It
charges
is.
carry 20 years each. That's 4 charges, Twizz. That's 80 years on top of the charges on King of Diamonds of aggravated battery, which I said could carry 15 years. I looked it up and it said 15 years aggravated battery. That's 105 years, Twizz.
Facts. If and God's willing, he don't get found guilty and he get another chance and he can remold his life. But if for some reason he do get found guilty for two, three, or four of them charges, 9 times out of 10, them charges gonna get ran concurrent. You know what I mean? So all them 20s will be lined up with each other, and he'd probably try to do something where he can get out within 10 to 15 years. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of guys try to do.
Academics had done an interview with I think it was an officer or something who had said
Hmm.
he was looking at possibly 5 to 10 years, more than likely 10 years.
Hmm.
That would just suck at this point in Pooh Shiesty's career. How does he come on the scene so hot and then be expected to be carry on a career if he goes to jail for 8 to 10 years? Like
To me,
yeah.
I mean to cut you off, but to me, I feel like that would end his career. He'd be another Bobby Smurder. You know what I mean?
Well,
Bobby
Bobby's back.
Smurder, he's back, but what is he doing?
He's having the
But
best time of his life, Twizz.
every time I see Bobby, he dancing somewhere. I don't see him driving. He getting loose, bro. Like, yeah, man, he a gummy worm out here, man. But Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? After a while, like, for instance, like Bobby, he's gonna come home. You happy because you made it home. You gonna get homage paid to you because you stood tall. But now, like, what is you providing, bro? Like, after a while, people is like, and you spoke on act. DJ Academics was one of the first guys to point out, bro. Like, you home now. Like, we want some of that, that Bobby Smurder music for real. You know what I mean? Like,
And
people,
and I will say, Twizz, like I'm a little bit tight that in his new video Shmoney with Rowdy Rebel and Quavo that he didn't at least do one scene where he threw a hat up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, why didn't he do
yeah.
that at least once?
I don't know, but he got to get the people back. On top of that, he got a little fan base, but the way this industry moving and how you got a lot of independent artists and things of that nature. It takes a lot more to be successful, bro. Like, you'd be surprised, like these rappers, and they make things look good. You might see them with jewelry on and this and that, but bro, they really
Yo, he
be
has so much
struggling.
jewelry, Twizz. Twizz,
Yeah,
how does he have all that jewelry? He has the biggest like rocks. Like it makes me want to go out and just spend all my money and get those same rock rings that he's got just so I can be like, yeah, I'm really trippy, yeah. And I could come on the
yeah,
blogs and be acting like that. Like, how cool would that be, Twizz?
yeah. That's true, but a lot of that be the illusion, man. It don't be all it be cracked up to be most of the time. Not
Oh
saying for
no, it
his
would be cool.
situation in particular. You know what I mean? It come in like, what investments do you really got? What do you really own? You know what I mean?
Those
And
rings.
yeah, but how much is they really worth? A
I seen a
lot
video
of times
one
it be
time,
looking
Twizz.
good, but
Yo, I seen a video one time, and it was Future and Young Thug. They were in the back of that whip one time, and
mhm,
Young Thug had his rings that were worth 25,000 each, and then Future was
okay.
like, "This ring is worth 100,000. This ring
Yeah,
is worth 100,000. This ring is worth a hundred
exactly.
thousand." But
Exactly.
so my dude right here says, the Sesh, what up, the Sesh? Appreciate you for tapping in, man.
Facts.
Mike T and the Hood blogger here. He says them pockets ain't deep. He said Pooh Shiesty's pockets ain't deep like that to beat the charges, and
I agree.
Gucci ain't dropping that bread. Now I just
I
saw
agree.
you agree with that? I just saw a picture of Gucci in the front row of a basketball game with a diamond pendant throwback to the mid 2000s. I was like this big. How can he not? How can he not help his biggest artist out? Gucci Man at one point, Twizz, he got caught with 2 ratchets within a week. And Gucci Man was
Well,
praying to God that he didn't get 20 years. So Gucci Man was praying to God that he got time that he could manage. And he ended up getting 3 years. So Gucci needs to do something to save his artist.
I don't think he's going to do anything because at the end of the day, he might, you know what I mean? But this is how I look at it. Everything Gucci got caught up in, Gucci always tried to defend himself. You know what I mean? Even though we don't know the ins and outs of that last situation where he threw somebody out the car and all that, but who knows what really went down. But but you know what
Well,
I'm
I mean,
saying?
I read
But
about what went down. He doesn't like to talk
but
about that, though.
yeah, he don't talk about it. So him and that person knows exactly what
What do you mean? Who
happened.
would want to talk about that, Twizz?
But but yeah, that's true. But Gucci was never, you never heard about Gucci like oppressing nobody. You never heard about Gucci messing with somebody that wasn't bringing it
Whoa.
to him.
Didn't you ever hear about Gucci Man? One time he hit a guy in the army in the head with a bottle.
What was probably something that man said to him first?
He asked him for an autograph.
he, he must have said it in a rude tone. Yeah,
Gucci Man was the
but
monster
but
of hip hop at one
but
point.
but also speaking of Gucci, we had to look at Rollo too. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I feel like
All right.
Gucci is like
That was Gucci. Oh yeah. Are you saying that Gucci Man didn't really publicly help Rollo?
He didn't. Not from what I know about. You know what I mean? It's like
Gucci had just got out of jail at that point, Twizz. Gucci had literally just got out of jail, and Rollo got caught flying a luxury jet with 500 pounds of weed, not once, but twice. Can you imagine when the first time when they found out that Rollo was flying that plane, the feds must have went and talked to Gucci Man like, yo, the guy that you signed, the jet that he rented, we watched them transport 500 pounds. They must have went to Gucci Man unless I'm just paranoid and it doesn't
no,
work.
I don't think they went to Gucci. Gucci just don't care. Gucci, care about himself, and you put it's like Jay-Z with Beans when Beans was out of pocket and doing things. It's like, bro, and you know what I mean. It's like if you gonna go down that lane, that's on you. You your own man. I'm not about
What
to be sitting up here spending thousands on you.
what comparable nature does Beanie Siegel have to what Rollo was doing? Jets had just become the thing, like the Migos and all them. They started making jets fashionable, and then this
True.
guy starts transporting on them.
True. I mean, it just comes with the cosign. Like Beans didn't get caught for
Jason
transporting.
Statham.
Yeah, he didn't get caught for transporting nothing, but it's more so of like doing what you
Who
want.
didn't?
You know what I mean? I
Who
was just
didn't?
saying Beans. I was saying Beans never got caught with like that type of case, but he got caught and got charged with things allegedly for him doing what he wants to do. So like people that's in position and they used to dealing with the industry and things of that nature, after a while they let go, man. Like they let go. I don't me myself, I don't see Gucci Man trying to do anything to save Pooh Shiesty because we probably would have heard about it already.
Okay.
Because when you catch
So this is
cases,
where we're gonna go. This
yeah,
I think you might be right, man. But it is a different day and age. Anybody in the chat, drop a comment. What do you think? Will Gucci Man help Pooh Shiesty? I think it's a different time. When Gucci had just got out of jail, he signed Rollo because
uh-huh,
Rollo had the biggest buzz in the street.
uh-huh.
The streets were saying sign Rollo. But let's talk about this. All of Gucci Man's artists that he signed when he got out of jail, out of all of them, Pooh Shiesty really has been the only one to pop off. And he's had two different divisions since he came home. When he first got home, he had Little Wop, he had Rollo, he had Kids from the Six, which was Young Mal and what's the other dude's name?
I can't think of it. I know you talk about though.
Who else did he have on his list? He had Hood Rich, Pablo One.
Yep.
And did he have one more person? I think he had Z Money on there. None of those artists
Okay.
took off, man.
Well, somebody like Gucci, people is coming to him left and right just because he ain't putting them out there like that. People coming to him left and right, and he's so relevant to the game and such an OG. He can do features and still win. You know what I mean? He can do. It's numerous ways that he can still win without focusing on, somebody like Gucci, man. He been through what he been through, but he also knows who's controllable and who's not. He can get Shiesty or put money up, say Shiesty get out the situation. How controllable is Shiesty? He knows how he feel with Shiesty. You know what I mean? But these
Yep.
young guys, like, they hard to control.
Yeah, Asian Doll came on after as Little Wop left. Asian Doll came on. There was a second wave. There was a second wave of artists that Gucci Man put on. I think by the time he had signed Asian Doll, he had already dropped most of those other artists. And then he got
But
Asian Doll. What's up, Twizz?
one thing I can say is how Gucci carry himself and what he, says that he stands on. I feel like he should have definitely have helped him out. You know what I mean? He should have definitely helped Shiesty out. He should have definitely helped Rollo out.
Well, I
You
mean,
know what I
shit,
mean?
he goes on YouTube and he says, I got $1 million. I got $1 million. I'm gonna sign. You've seen it, right, Twizz?
Yeah,
He
yeah, I
he
seen it.
goes on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram and says, I have $1 million. I'm gonna sign an artist today. Well, how about when your artist catches a charge? Do you
Yeah,
have $1 million for the lawyer?
yeah. I feel like he should be helping these young guys out because he know where he come from and he know what he stand on. So I definitely feel like he should help them out. But will he help them out? I doubt it because these guys be sharks, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They be sharks and they be like, what if I put this money up for his lawyer and he still lose the case? It's just like, you know what I mean? Like people don't be they be thinking about the benefit for themselves, which is
Well,
understandable because he a businessman.
it's interesting you say that about lose the case because we're also going to talk about Foogiano. Foogiano signed around the same time as Asian Doll. Neither of them really blew up like that. But then Pooh Shiesty signed, and he really became the hottest one since Gucci really started. Gucci could have had the biggest label if, like, he really had Young Thug, the Migos, Scooter, Waka Flocka, Rich Homie Quan, Future, if he had really signed them all to actual deals. You know what I'm saying? He was working
Facts.
with all these guys, even Young LA. He was working with them all. But I remember he had said that he signed the Migos for $25,000. What does that mean, Twizz? Is that not a real signing or something?
No, that's not even house money, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get a house with that. But at the end of the day, on top of the 25, it's like you got the machines behind you and things of that nature. So they still put you in position to make more money, but to each his own. You know what I mean? But 25, that's super light. I don't care if it's, 25 a piece. That ain't nothing. You got regular people walking around with that.
Yeah, I look at it more like, okay, you came to Gucci's studio, he gave you $25,000 and you guys did a bunch of music that he was able to release. At one point, I guess he recorded with Future 7 songs and he was like, I'm releasing
Okay.
this next week. And Future was
Hmm.
like, nah, hold on to that. He's like, I'm releasing this next week. What are you talking about?
Facts. You
What are
know who
you
I am?
like, what are you talking about? You're fitting to go sign 8 deals in the next 2 months, and then I'm not even going to be able to probably release this, right? Because then he would
Exactly.
have got flagged majorly.
Facts. He know how to play chess.
Damn, man. If Gucci Man could have come together with Birdman back then and created the
Sheesh.
maybe Cash Money 1017 Cash Money, like they could have really signed all those artists, man.
Yeah, they could have.
Like really signed them, Twizz, not like
Yeah,
maybe signed them for a one-off project or something.
facts. Facts. That's a fact though. Like, and even still now, if Gucci plays cards right, it's not too late. But I feel like Gucci came in. He was an artist slash boss, but he probably need to work on being a boss a little bit more. You know what
I
I
think he
mean?
should focus on being the artist again. He got out of jail. The people want to see him,
True.
Twizz.
True. That's true.
We want to see you, Gucci. Stop trying to force an artist down our throat. You know what I mean? We want to see you for a while. Get it together and let it happen organically. Sort of like it did with Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty working with Little Dirk and really getting on our radar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it also come with the even if you bring an artist out, I feel like it also counts on the artist that you bring it under you. Like Shiesty was the exception. But you look at somebody like Birdman, like we talking about like Drake, Nicki Minaj, like people like your roster gotta be a little different. Like you can't have a bunch of people on that street wave, bro. Like you
Well, I mean,
gotta
look at the fact that Birdman put on Drake, Nicki Minaj, Tyga, Wheezy, but then he
hmm
was still willing to work with Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan,
Exactly.
Young
That's what I'm
Scooter.
talking about.
You know,
His roster.
what's the homie's name? The singer. What's the homie's name? The singer. You mess with his R&B singer, man.
I don't know which one that is off top. I'm trying to think.
Jacquees.
Oh, yeah, Jacquees. Oh, yeah. Yep, exactly. His roster spread it out. Like I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Your roster gotta be spread out a little bit, bro. Like you gotta have different sounds. And you also gotta view the future, man. Like it's like speak on Birdman with Drake, bro. Like I remember when Drake came out, like, bro, we talking about hit after hit after hit. Nicki Minaj, hit after hit after hit. We take it back years back to even Wayne, hit after hit after hit, bro. Cash Money, like, bro, Birdman and really, he's great at what he do to the point where he was like a Diddy of it. Cause even on some joints he'd be rapping. What happened to that boy? You know what I'm talking about with clips and things like that. Like, you know what I mean? He would even pop out at times, but it's like a science to it, man. And we got somebody like Gucci that was really like he was featuring with like Nicki Minaj and these type of artists when it was first coming out. So you know what I mean?
Really?
He got
What song was that?
yeah, like what's that? Wasted, the
Oh,
Wasted
really?
John.
I more so
Yeah,
remember Nicki Minaj on 5 Star Chick. 5 star bitch, 5 star chick.
that too, Wasted, and even back when she was Nicki Minaj was going through it with Remy and all of that. He had her featured on that song and thing. So he definitely is an OG and well respected in the industry. You know what I mean?
He just
he
freaks
gotta
out
play.
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know what, and then like that whole situation where he got caught with pistols, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. You're Gucci,
Yeah,
man. You're worth too much to be doing this to yourself. And that's why ultimately them being lenient on him, Twizz, ultimately them being lenient on him and giving him the 3 years. Would you consider that the fact that he got caught with two guns within like a few weeks time period and then he got 3 years? Would you consider that like the deal of a lifetime?
50-50 because what they always, like I said, is different laws, different states, and it's salute the royal prophecy. Like what his lawyers can always. It's a difference getting caught with a gun than getting caught with using your gun. Like if you get caught with a gun on you and you like a certain status, even if you're not a certain status, you can always, oh, I'm just trying to protect myself, this and that. But when you get that gun and you point it at somebody, you be like, give me your sneaks, what you got in your pockets. When you use that instrument, it becomes something completely different. You know what I mean?
Sort of like with Dark Low's situation, Twiz, how they ultimately threw the gun out, but they knew that letter was gonna damn near lock him up for a decade.
Yeah, probably because that's what they was focused on, and them letter boys they a lot different. Like
And he
I'm
wasn't using, as it states in Pooh Shiesty's crime, but Dark Low wasn't using his that weapon that was caught at his house in furtherance of a crime.
exactly. I feel like with Dark Low situation and with him getting booked, I feel like they was more focused on AR than anything. I feel like they was just trying to prove a point. Like yo, Ab got people around them, and it's like they intimidating witnesses. That's what I feel like the biggest point that they was trying to prove in his situation. That's just my opinion, where they was just so focused on the whole case and everything that was going on with them. And they like, bro, like we like, all right, forget the burning. Just admit that you was really trying to intimidate this witness that's sitting up here testifying on Ab and them. You know what I mean? Just to try to, prove that this camp was this strong or whatever. So I feel like that's what they was trying to push. Because most of the time, I never really heard of nobody even being in that situation where they like, bro, we not even worrying about the burner. Because when you dealing with like them letter boys, they will nail you for a burner. They'd be like, bro, the burner hold 5 years. Each bullet hold 3 to 5 years. You got to join with a 30 in there. It's like, bro, you about to do 25, 30 years just for the ratchet itself. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, Pooh Shiesty actually posted a message. He had a message post to his Instagram that said, "I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back in a minute. I'm gonna be back in a minute. Won't be long till I'm free. I love all my fans and the ones who still supporting me. I still remain untouched and unfuckwittable. Still talking my shit like I'm 8 feet 3. Still popping king shit. Still having my way like king, eating like a king, and thinking like a winner. Ain't shit changed but how my clothes get washed and how the doors getting locked." Man, that sounds like the homie Skinny Me talking out there saying, "I'm going in here 50,000 strong." When I
Yeah.
rewatched that video of Skinny saying that, I was like, yo, I was like, somebody going into jail who actually has money in their commissary, it's a lot
Hmm.
different than going in there rock bottom, huh, Twizz?
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah, I mean, it's a fact. And especially like saying you going in there like with Skinny, like going in there 50 long, like I feel like 50 strong. It's like I know when I was on State Road, it was only a certain amount of money you could have on your books. So with saying you're going in there 50 strong, it's like, bro, my lawyer covered. You know what I'm saying? My commissary gonna be good. Even though dealing with a homicide lawyer, it's house money. You might have to spend like 40,000 on a homicide lawyer, like easy. You know what I mean? For them to fight the full case, maybe more, depending on what lawyer you got. But at the end of the day, like when we talking about shiesty, it's like the only thing that he can stand on now is principles. Whether he really is really most of the time, it's not really like that. Like when you book, I don't care how much money you got, I don't care how tall you standing, it's gonna hurt inside, bro. It's gonna hurt. It's just the nut stuff. Like it's that like the stuff where they doing the last call, like the block lockdown. You know what I'm saying? Everybody down for the night, and you laying down, you got your headphones in, and you listening to music, and all of a sudden, all the lights come on, shake down, and you got COs and the CERT team rushing the block, and you got it stripped naked, and they flipping your mattress, throwing your mail around, getting your mail and your pictures mixed up with your COs. Those type of things mess with you mentally. So I feel like I don't care who you are or how tall you try to act like you standing, it hurt in them jails. You ain't gotta be in nobody. You don't gotta be in jail and there getting beat up or your commissary took, but it mentally messes with you. You know what I mean? It's just certain things that you deal with inside jail that just tortures your soul. And no man in a right mind would want to deal with that. You know how a person be like, bro, I'll do life if I got it. Man, listen, bro, avoid it. Like it's people in there that's doing life where they be
But
like, I'd rather be in jail than be dead. But shoot,
but
would you really?
But he's at a different point right now, Twiz. We're talking about what Skinny said, but we're talking about Pooh Shiesty, a guy who was making $50,000 in a single night. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I'm talking about. Like with Shiesty, like that's what I'm saying. I was speaking on Shiesty, like it hurt him. It will hurt him more because they put on an image where it's like, bro, I'm in here, my feet kicked back. I got commissary, bro. Before you was locked up, you was in condos over here. You flying on jets. You doing this, bro. Jail ain't that comfortable. I don't care how much money you get, how thorough you is, how much the block respect you. It messes with you mentally. So these people do that to try to keep the fans at bay, so no dirt get thrown on their name. Cause Shiesty, I'm pretty sure Shiesty done heard just from talking to people on the streets, like when he had to go to court and he had the turtle jacket on, and people was like, "Oh, that mean he in PC? Oh, that mean he's on suicide watch?" All these type of things. So it's like it'd be like a clarification to the fans, like, I'm good in here, bro. Y'all tripping. I'm still the same shiesty. It's no different with Shoddy. Like we don't bolt, we don't bend, we don't fold, bro. That time moves slow in them jails, bro. Like ain't that, you know what I'm saying? You stand tall. You supposed to stand tall. You supposed to stand what you do, but it still hurt, bro. While you sitting in there, especially you got a family and or whether you was living the luxurious lifestyle, whatever the situation is, jail ain't no cakewalk for nobody. I don't care who you is. Al Capone was getting treated like a king in jail. His cell was like a hotel room, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't in there happy. He still
You think
couldn't
he was
wait to get
that
out.
good?
Yeah, yeah. Al
Because
Capone, like they got
I got a thing for really nice hotel rooms. Like if I could like if I could
yeah.
live in a really nice hotel room, that would be like everything. You know what I mean? Like Marriott type shit.
See, so a whole living in a hotel or a living good is one thing, but when you got restrictions and you can't leave out, you can't go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? You can't go drive around the corner. It play a mental, it still play a mental game, and I just Capone, it was other mobsters that, they be up there eating seafood. They still live like bosses, but it's not comfortable, man. It's nothing comfortable about jail, and there's no way to glorify it. And with somebody like Shiesty was speaking on that, when he do come home, 9 times out of 10, he's still gonna be reckless, man. Because at the end of the day, this is the time to humbleize yourself. You know what I mean? You don't got nothing to prove to fans to be up there like you still that goon, you still this and that, bro. It don't even be worth it.
All right, so back to this message that Pooh Shiesty posted. He said, I'm still talking my shit like I'm 8'3", still popping king shit, still having my way like king, eating like a king, and thinking like a winner. Ain't shit changed but how my clothes get washed and how the doors getting locked. That's for damn true about how his clothes are getting washed, huh, Twizz?
Yeah, how your clothes getting washed with that powder tie, that Tide and the powder. They put a they put a little spot of Tide in your joint, bro. Like, which also when you a rapper, you do get treated like a king in them Jones. But bro, your clothes ain't getting washed. Your jail clothes getting washed. You ain't switching outfits. We talking about in jail. You ever been in jail? You already know. You wash your clothes. You get them Jones washed. Whether you got somebody washing them for you or you wash yourself, you gotta fold your clothes up and put them under your mattress. That's how you iron them. Like you fold them up, you put them under there, you go to sleep, you wake up, they fresh pressed now. Like I got my fresh Johns on right now, bro. So it's like, he just trying to uphold the image, the same image that got him in there in the first place, which is understandable, but is it worth it? You know what I mean? Like to each his own, but sometimes you gotta like roll rat, roll king, like sometimes you gotta like wake up and smell the coffee, bro. Like people, bro, like Shiesty, bro. If you get hit with 300 years, the fans gonna talk about it. It might be on Clubhouse for a month or two, but after a while, you're gonna fade off. You're gonna be forgotten about. Like the young boy I was talking about earlier, what's his name? Take K or something. Like who talking about him, bro? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you in there sitting there rotting. People on the next wave, bro. Ain't nobody getting them. Your fans not receiving the money that you getting off your music. They're not receiving nothing. So at the end of the day, it's like, bro, that it's really on you and whoever your loved ones are, whether you got kids or whoever your family, your people that you tight with, they're gonna be the ones mostly affected. So you ain't got nothing to prove. That's just my take on it.
So let me get back into this message of Pooh Shiesty speaking on his life in prison right now. He's really giving us quite the breakdown here, Twizz. The doors getting locked. How many times a day do you got to hear a door getting locked in jail?
Like 3-4 times a day at least. Like you You waking up for breakfast, you get your time, they lock you in, do a count, you might come back out, lock you back in, shift change and all of that, come back out, and you get locked back in for the night. 3 to 4 times a day, you getting locked in yourself. Especially if something happened on the jail, like somebody get banged out or something like that, and they shut the whole jail down. You could be in the middle of a phone call, or something, and the phone just clicked. They shut everything down. You know what I'm saying? And you got to take it to your hut and all of that. Like, so that's always unfortunate. Like,
Excuse me. So anyways, excuse me. Back to the message.
mhm.
They think it's over with for me. That's okay. That's cool. That's cool though. This is just a brief message. After these few words, I'm back silent. I'm going ghost. You're going to feel me if you need to hear me. So keep that same energy. I still hear everything. My shit public records. Look me up. No 5K1s, no Rule 35s. Rats don't run in my blood. We bullies. Twizz, do you recognize any of those things that he's saying? The
I know that
5K1s.
if I'm not mistaken, the 5K1 is kind of like telling on, you know what I'm saying, situations where people tell on somebody and they get to get out earlier. You know what I mean? But my whole thing is this, man. Keep your mouth shut, bro. You still fighting the case. Anything you say can and will get held against you, bro. Like
He's
sometimes you
going
just
back
gotta be,
silent.
yeah. But if you saying all these things on Instagram or whatever, however he's sending a message, you dealing with them letter boys. They dig deep. You know what I mean? They like this guy still didn't learn. You know what I'm saying? Like I known people that got locked up and they was like on state road and saying certain things over phone calls and talking heavy, and then it come to their court case, and these things is getting brought up in the court case, and then you sick. Stay humble, bro. Stay humble. Pray. Talk to your loved ones. Don't get cocky out. Like you ain't gotta get, bro. If you ain't tell, you ain't tell. It's gonna speak for itself. I never heard Bobby Smurder mentioning that he didn't tell, like the streets and the people is going to talk about that. He didn't call and do an interview from jail or put up an Instagram post saying they tried to give my man these amount of years, and I said no, give me nah, bro. Like whatever you doing is written in stone. Humbleize yourself. Don't dig your ditch deeper, bro. That's what got you in there in the first place. That goes back to what I say, trying to prove realness to fans. Salute, Royal King. You already know. Much love and respect, bro.
Yeah,
Don't
bro.
try
And
to prove.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't even think Bobby Schmurda probably knows about these 5K1s and these 35S forms. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah,
bro, you,
like
you know a little bit too much about these forms, man.
that's what I'm saying. But like,
I'm
where
just
was
playing, man.
Bobby? Was Bobby in the state? Was Bobby in state or federal?
Bobby was at the Tomb in New York. Is the Tomb in New York federal?
I think Bobby might
The
have
other
been
spot
state.
called the Tomb. The Manhattan Detention Complex. Uh,
I'm not sure what that is. That might have been state. But I know like federal Jones is different. Where it's like they be knowing all these little type of like federal, they be trying to give you the cheat codes where it's like they make your stuff classified where nobody can see if you made a statement or if you working for them. So a lot of times when people go federal, they at least wait till they come, like Mike Knox, for instance. 50, somebody mess with 50, like it's safe to say a artist in 50s. When he came home, after he came home, he pulled his paperwork out, and was like, I never told this and that. because like federal is like a lot of them guys they end up telling or cooperating in one way
Yeah,
or
it was
different.
it was New York City police who arrested him.
Yeah, so he was most likely upstate, you know what I'm saying, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? But federal's a little different and they be trying to prove that they ain't tough, but most of the time it's after they come home, you know what I mean? Like with a high profile case like Shiesty got, bro, shut your mouth, bro. Like shut your mouth, bro.
All
You
right, so let's
gotta
get back into the message. Uh, he said, a lot of MFers happy because I'm put up right now, but that's what you call pussies. I've been knew all that love was fake. That's why I won't let up. All I still got one foot on you dudes' necks. Y'all will be able to breathe a little bit now because I'm away right now. But it's going to take more than tomatoes to catch up with me. You hear me? I ran up 10 M's in 2 years off telling my life story, and I got more power than money, but that's some you can't buy. I'm the youngest in charge. I done been through more shit than a 90-year-old, than a 99-year-old. Just taking teas, just taking this one day at a time. I take over shit everywhere I go. I'm locked up, but my mind is still free. He just had to fit that part in, right? You always got to fit that
yeah,
part in about, I'm locked up. I'm locked
yeah,
up, but my mind is free. How is
real
your
rap.
mind free? I'm out here in the real world and my mind isn't even. All right, never mind. That's
Your
boy.
mind ain't free, bro. You
We're
be
on
in there
YouTube.
having it, real rap. You
We're
be
on
in that
YouTube
joint
now.
like, bro, I could go for some Wendy's or something, anything. It be the littlest things you be wanting in that joint. But
That's
he need to be
crazy
telling,
though, man. I ran up 10 M's in 2 years off telling my life story, man. He really, was able to capitalize off of his life story, like he's saying, man.
bro, you ran up 10 M's in 2 years. You should not be in this situation that you in, bro. That just even sounds more foolish. I'm sorry, bro. Just being somebody from the streets myself, bro, like at the end of the day, it's like even when I was young, being a hothead and to be able to touch that money, that amount of money, bro, cards would have been played right, bro. I'm sorry, bro. It's like you're not catching me doing nothing now. Now I can have people on payroll. You know what I mean? It's like his situation should have been like Snoop Dogg's situation when Snoop Dogg was fighting like the murder cases. Like somebody around you better be able to,
It should have
you
been
know,
easier than that, man. But like I said, it's because he got in that other trouble where it just looked like this guy was running around shooting off at everything. Like
he
he's in the
was.
same state and it happened in the same amount of time, apparently. Like, so he really just wasn't looking good. And even though he might get off, like the one dude said, 5 to 10 years, and that'll be good. That'll be good if they're talking about 100 years. But
Hmm.
especially if he actually shot somebody, Twizz. Like, I'm pretty sure you got to go to jail for a substantial amount of time if you shoot somebody.
I look at it like this: how much time did Chief Keef serve since
Oh,
he
he
been an
was on
artist?
Chief Keef was on house arrest for it, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he never served you. He never sat in for 3 years. He never
Chief
sat
Keef
in
was
for
also a
five
minor.
years. He was a minor, but he also grew while he was a minor. And he also started the Chicago wave that's still going crazy to this day. You got to play your cards a little different, bro. Like, you have to. You have to, man. You can't be in the middle of everything. And if you get in a situation, you got to play chess to get up out of that, man. You have to. Your career is on the line, bro. It's like even Sean, like we spoke on Sean, he came home. Of course, he got deported and all that. But if it wasn't for him getting involved in like the the politics and all of that. Like, what would he be doing, man? Exactly, 10 million for 10 years, bro. It's like when you come
So
home, how much
Twizz,
of them?
would you serve right now? Okay, right now, Twizz. No
Mhm,
questions asked. How old are you, Twizz?
34.
You're 34. Right
Yeah.
now, you go into jail December 18th, or we'll let you go in January 2nd, so you know you could spend the holidays with the family.
Mhm.
You come out when you're 44, but you also have 10 M's the whole time that you're locked up. You get 10 M's January 2nd, but you also have to report to jail for 10 years.
Yeah, I would take it.
You would take
Long
it.
as I would take 10 years for 10 M's. As long as, like you said, you got the money the whole time. Long as
Yep.
my wife and kids can still have access to that bread. I would take 10 years for 10 M's. Right now at this age, I'm dead serious. You know what I'm saying? I would like, you know what I'm saying, if it's a guaranteed 10 M's, like, you know what I mean? That mean like my wife and kids, they can be good off of like 3 M's and I can
Would you
still
put
come
an
home
allowance
and
on them, Twizz? Would you be like,
I,
listen, y'all are not spending any more than $3 million?
yeah, 3 million, you can get through 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Like long as you got, you know what I'm saying, we own a nice crib, you know what I'm saying? You got the cars, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. The kids get what they need. Even if I gotta come home and there's 6 M's left, hell yeah, I'll take that. I would definitely take it. But I wouldn't have 10 million and put myself in a situation to mess it up if I already have the 10 million. Now, if I
Right.
can go in and get the 10 million, oh yeah, I would take that. Real rap, lone wolf, you already know.
Yep. All right. So you would take the 10 million as long as you had access to it. Yeah. We'll give you access
Yeah,
to it so you can get your affairs in order before you go in on January 2nd.
real rap. That's when I would be in there, I'd be smiling. You know what I'm saying? That's better than dying broke and leaving the family out here. You
Wow.
be like, man, I got 800 to my name. I'm dying right now. Like, bro, like
That's actually an interesting segue to hold on, let me see. Let me just finish out this message. That was an interesting segue to our Foogiano joint because you know Foogiano was on the run this time last year. If you remember, we probably
facts,
talked about it. He was on the run
facts.
for the holidays, man, but let me finish this out. This is all in caps, man. Pooh Shiesty was getting a bit aggravated, I guess. He said, "I'm locked up but my mind is still free. You can't lock that up. I've been through worse situations." He's he's been through worse situations. You're about to get locked
Nah,
up for 10 years, man. You've been locked.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, man. Coming back home to that Salisbury steak and that broccoli and that easy make mashed potatoes. Man, that shit was rough back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
That was one of my favorite meals. All right. He
Hungry
said,
man.
no, it wasn't even a hungry man. I don't think. Yo, he said, I've been through worse situations. I've been through worse. Yeah, I'm reading that. That's what it says. I've been through worse situations. What?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it could get any worse than this. You just made 10 million and now you
Well,
don't get to enjoy it.
well, you know what they say, the body follows the mind. So if you can trick your mind into thinking a certain way, like it ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yeah, you're right, man. Wow, look at this. He says, I've been through worse situations, but I'm at my best right now. He goes back to lowercase. It don't get no bigger than this. I'm the biggest. And then he goes back to uppercase. I'm the biggest. Brrr! Free Shiesty. Yeah, man. Free Pooh Shiesty, man.
Yeah,
Free Pooh Shiesty, man. That
definitely,
really.
definitely free him. Definitely free him. Would love to see him, come home and bounce back and take advantage of the opportunity that he have. What rappers don't realize is becoming a rapper and becoming lit is no different than making it to the NBA, the NFL, or something like that. Like you was chosen, and it don't matter where you from. It's people from your neighborhood that are talented, but don't get those chances, man. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Twizz, what happens when a guy, wants to make it in the NBA, or a guy wants to make it in hip hop, and then he's doing. Let's focus on the NBA, but he's doing
Mhm.
good, but he doesn't get picked for the main team. What sort of happens
And
in my vision of it? I've seen a couple guys from my neck of the woods try to go into football. They usually get a knee injury, and then they fall back into
facts,
just smoking weed.
facts. It leads to depression. It leads into next thing you know, it's like you working at Walmart. You know what I'm saying, and not knocking it. Not knocking it or nothing like that, because you have to provide. There's nothing wrong with no type of job that somebody got out there, but it's like when you have a talent and you have the capability of being successful in that field, but you don't get that chance. And that's back to what I was saying, where these guys that's getting these chances, they know that it's millions of people that would love to be in their shoes and would make right decisions off of it, man. You have to count your blessings. It's like how many people buy scratch off tickets, but how many people really will scratch off a $10 scratch off and they get the maximum that you can win off of it. It's like be thankful for it. Just because you got that scratch off, don't go out and be reckless and buy Ferraris and Benzes and be like F the world. You know what I mean?
What up, Too
Too
Lit
lit TV.
TV?
What's good?
So we were asking the question, Too Lit TV, and I'll ask it to you. Would you give up 10 years of your life for $10 million? That means if you got loved ones, they can have the money while you're locked up. Of course, you'd be able to control it, but you would have to report to jail January 2nd, 2022, and you would be locked up until 2032. Now, Twizz, Royal King wants you to get a little bit deeper with this. He's saying
Okay.
10 years away from your kids, though.
Yeah, I would, because with like my wife's 30, man. Shout out to my wife, but my whole time, like sometimes a person will get locked up. Say for instance, you got a family, yet the father get locked up, and then they lying to the kids like, oh, daddy will be back, daddy. He at college, he at wherever. I would tell,
Sort of
like
like
I'm the type
Lamar
person.
in BMF when he got sent to the nut
Exactly,
house.
exactly. My connection with my kids. Well, I would like my phone time every day would be my family visits and all that. I would be talking to them like, I got 4 kids. I would be telling them like, your father is not a bad person. Just know that I put myself on the line for us to have a better life. You know what I mean? Like you see, y'all got go karts and stuff like that in the backyard. Like
It would be
we,
sort of
we
like
went
next
from nothing.
Friday.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's also challenging because that's a good question, because you also want to be able to father your kids. But at the end of the day, someday as a parent, you realize you got to die. So if I can be in position, it's no different than if you take a job and you feel like the job will have your family financially stable, but the job is risky. You know what I mean? It's like that's like saying would you take 10 million to go for the army? Of course they don't pay that, but I would go for the army for 10 million. Like I'm the pawn, the rook, the bishop, everything for my family.
Would you
You
go
know
for
what I
1
mean?
million?
10 years.
No, would you go for would you sign up for 4 years for the military for 1 million?
That's a tough one right there.
Yo, Scarflex, what's good? He says, "Yo,
Yeah.
Mikey T, how's your day going, man? As men from India, it's
Oh,
it's 10:30. Big fan.
oh,
Hey, much love to you in India, man. Scarflex. I like that name,
yes,
bro.
sir.
Follow me on Instagram if you're not already. It's Mikey
Shout
T
out to
underscore
India.
the movie star.
Definitely,
Talk to him
definitely.
out there in India, Twizz. Let him hear. The hood blogger, life with the Philly fam out
Hey,
there in
man,
India.
SV Twizz, man, you know how we carry it, and you know we love India, man. We know we love India. You know what I'm saying? I was just down, me and my wife, we was downtown a couple weeks ago getting some Indian food, man. So much love to you. You know what I'm saying? Real rat.
Appreciate you tapping in, man. What you doing in that picture, dude? Are you blazing?
Yeah, he blazing some of that Indian skunk right there.
Yo,
I can
look,
smell it through the picture.
he's got the whole setup at his crib, Twizz. He's got like the bookshelf and everything. It looks cool down there in India.
Yeah, yeah, he looking good out there. Shout out to India. For sure, for sure.
Thanks for watching us, man. Subscribe to Twizz as well. If you be on YouTube like that, it's Life with the Philly Fam. He just did a new interview with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s. Is it his brother, Twizz?
Yeah, his blood brother, same
Omar
mother,
Gooding.
same father. Omar Gutton. He starred in Baby Boy and Smart Guy and a few other things.
I can't afford it now.
Two lit TV saying what it do, Mikey T.
Lone Wolf said, "Sign me up." Oh,
Lone Wolf,
he was
real rat,
he was talking about the army, Twizz.
real rat, Lone Wolf. Yeah, I mean for 4 years though, for a million, I don't know, man. I might need like I might need a million for each year. No,
Well,
for the
bro,
army though. For the
you don't
army,
get
oh yeah, I
locked
would.
up. You don't go to
Yeah,
jail. You at
yeah, I
least
would
get,
do.
you know.
Yeah, I would do 4 years in the army, and I'm talking about 4 years in the middle of war for the army. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Oh, you get a
if
million a year for that, then, man.
yeah, like if I don't make it back, then at least your husband and your father left with a legacy. You know what I'm saying?
You'd much rather do the jail deal, wouldn't you?
I would do the jail deal. It's more money and you being there, feet kicked up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Commissary, you got the cable and all that.
Twizz, would you have to pay a couple people off in jail? Be like, would you have to go to them personally and be like, listen, yo, I came into XYZ. I need you to hold me down for my bid, and I got you. I got you on Rice Krispies, Bafungas. I got you on all that shit, man. But you got to hold me down. Would you go to somebody like that or not necessarily?
No, I wouldn't have to worry about that. I be myself in them jails, man, and I don't ever come off super tough or nothing. Just keep the throatness and the time go, man. Like 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 jail can be whatever you want to make it. Of course, there's a couple hotheads in there, but most of the time they respect people that be true to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up, Rubber Band Rich? He's like, no. He's like, no, you don't do that, Mikey. But so let's get into it, man. So Foogiano went on the run last year. First of all, Twizz, the name Foogiano. You a fan of it? Did the name throw you off? Was it a little bit different? Were you
It
accepting
threw
to it?
it threw me off, and I'm not a big fan of like these new young guys coming up. Not to knock them, not to say you're not talented. It's just not my wave, man. Salute Rubber Band Rich. You already know. Much love and respect, bro.
But he had the record in the video with Little Baby and everything. They gave him the big jump.
Yeah, yeah, he did. You know what I mean? It's just like the era of music I listen to is a little different. I listen to some new stuff, but I wasn't riding around listening to no Foogiano or nothing like that. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't know who he is, because my son, 11 years old, I had to turn like, yo, what is you listening to, bro? He on here talking crazy, bro. Like, with them dissing, the dissing and the back and forth and stuff, and
He would always be like,
you,
Trapper? Trapper?
yeah, Yeah, like my oldest son, he be into all of that type of stuff, and I be trying to school him and all that, and then
That's interesting though, because that means this
uh
guy was actually starting, to more than just our crowd, like how Pooh Shiesty caught our crowd. Foogiano was
facts.
sort of like his voice was a little animated, you know what I mean? But it's interesting to hear that he was starting to catch. So he
Yeah,
gets a deal with Gucci Man, and but then he caught a gun charge where he was looking at about 3 years. So he went
hmm
on the run. He became a fugitive from justice. I mean,
hmm
what did you make of that, Twizz? I mean, this guy, did he just have too much money? He didn't want to give up the lifestyle? Did he? Because
yeah. All of that in reality kicked in, where a lot of these guys, like you, not to knock the young brother, man, but at the end of the day, man, when these guys go to jail, bro, they be facing hell. Like I'm from Philly, bro. It's like you might have war with somebody on the streets, but like when you from Philly, you not like claiming nothing. Like you not really. It's not like, hey, yeah, this our team, and you really got to go to jail and go to war with people. Like you can go to war with somebody that's 3 doors down from your house out Philly, but like like people like him, it's like he known for standing on a certain team, and these is the guys when they go to jail, they really facing ops. Like, yo, bro, you representing this, we against that, and a lot of these guys they don't be built like that when they get to these jails. I don't care how much money they got, how much fans they got. When you got enough enemies that's created, bro, you go to jail and people want to make an example out of you, and they'll come home and expose how you was in them jails too. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I feel like he didn't want to lose what he had, and he also didn't want to face what he would have to face in jail.
yep. And so Fujiano went on the run. He cut off his ankle monitor device from what I remember reading. I think they found it burnt or something like that. And then he started posting a bunch of images of like big amounts of money. He had like a
hmm
hundred that he must have just like he was like, yo, I got a bunch of money right now. Like I am not missing my opportunity of spending this money smoking the biggest blunts that I would ever smoke. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about 1.5ers anymore, Twizz. This guy was smoking big ass backwoods, but also he, like we were talking about earlier with you,
uh
this guy had the opportunity to make his family's Christmas a really nice one. And
Facts.
he was going to go to jail for
What?
charges that he has now beaten. Now that he's walking on these gun charges, Twizz.
Yeah, and
Maybe he knew he was going to beat them. And he's like, yo, I cannot be locked up on some charges I know that I'm not guilty of.
yeah, and that's what I was. Another thing I was about to say, bro. Like you get caught with a burn in, you said you a celebrity, bro. That's like getting caught with some loud as a regular person, bro. Like it's nothing. Like a gun charge as a celebrity is nothing. They can easily get dismissed. Like that's long as you're not doing nothing with that gun. Like you lift that gun up and point it at somebody. Now your charges then went from 3 to 5 years. Now you're looking at 10 to 15 years. You ain't gotta pull the trigger, but you pointing that joint at somebody. It's a whole different story. But a gun charge, it ain't nothing to be. It's nothing to be worried about. Especially you pulling out 100 bands, bro. Like that ain't, bro. You can get away on probation. I don't know the guy background and nothing. If he got like priors or things of that nature, but that's not even nothing to even be worried about. But if you was in a situation and it was serious, bro, you better leave the country. You better go out Dubai, something like that, Cuba, something like that.
So do you him going on the run? Do you chalk it up to a rapper living the rapper lifestyle, but also possibly wanting to make sure that his family could enjoy Christmas? Because it was right around that time. Or am I reading too much? Because he did post a shitload of stuff where he got his family stuff for Christmas, man. Like that. That's why I'm saying
Well,
that.
if he was on house arrest, your family's still good. You know what I'm
Family's
saying?
still
Like,
good. Your family's
and you
ultimately
still
good.
good. Yeah, and you still good because you still out there. Me being in his shoes, would I had cut my ankle bracelet off? No, not for no. They giving you an ankle bracelet, bro. That's like a sign of letting you know you're gonna get a tap on your wrist. Very rarely do you see a celebrity have an ankle bracelet and then they go to court and get hit with 100 years. Like it don't really work like that.
Okay, so you're saying that Dark Low's case was an irregular thing.
Yeah, Dark Low. See, now Dark Low was different because Dark Low got on house arrest because of the medical. So it's like they couldn't really have him sitting in a regular jail because at the end of the day, he was dealing with so much issues. If he would have died under their care, then his family would have had a big lawsuit. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, y'all know he got kidney replacement. Y'all know he got, and he's not getting the proper things that he need in here. Y'all let him die in here. But if
Okay,
you
so
catch a,
Twizz,
Mhm,
he goes on the ratchet, like you said, you know what I mean?
uh-huh,
He goes on the ratchet, right? But
mhm.
he goes on the ratchet, but what about the fugitive from justice charge, Twizz? He cut off his ankle monitoring device. Why does he get the skate on that? Not saying I want to see him sit, but
But because he is because he's celebrity status, because the courtroom, the judge he dealing with, every judge different. Like out Philly, they got this. The courtroom is called CJC, Criminal Justice Center. Some judges will roof you. Like you got judges in there, like Meek Judge, the judge that Meek had. You got like Judge Means, where you can go in there and get caught with a gun, and then the judge would be like, how many birds is out there at the window? And you'd be like, it's 8 birds, and that's how many years you got. Like it's serious like that. Where you got certain judges where they are lenient, like you know what I mean. Like I know you made a few mistakes. I better not see you here again. You know what I mean? It's all up to the judge and the situation. You know what I mean, and how they look at you, how you carry yourself in the courtroom. You might have people vouching for you in the courtroom. Your lawyer might have a good relationship with the judge. That's always a plus. I remember fighting cases and the lawyer would be like, "Oh, you got Joan Brown? Like, oh yeah, she's good. Like I'm a I got a good relationship with her. Don't even worry about it." So it's like that's just how it go. So everybody's situation is different. One person might get a tap on the wrist, and another person might had the same exact case go before a different judge or the same judge with a bad representation, and now they, you know what I'm saying, they getting done dirty. You know what I mean? So everybody's situation not the same. I don't know his in particular. Like I said, it's up to the judge. It's up to who representing you. It's up to how the judge view you as an individual. It's up to priors. Do the guy
or
got
Twizz,
priors?
or did it get thrown out because of another pending case? Because
They don't normally do that though. They like it like if you in the courtroom and they be like he got another pending case, let's just let him go on this.
yeah, that
No,
doesn't
they
really
don't do
make
that.
much sense.
Yeah, don't. They will nail you on that, and you still gotta fight the other case. They might nail you on that, and you might beat the other case. You know what I mean? It's all about.
Because you remember that whole situation that Foogiano was in when he was performing. It was actually in Greenville, South Carolina, and he was performing at this club where there was a mass shooting. Um,
Facts.
he's been charged with 2 counts of illegal possession of a firearm by a felon, according
Facts.
to some indictment that was unsealed this week. It was at a club called the Lavish Lounge where Foogiano was the headliner. Um, yeah, man, this is crazy because he's being right after beating these charges. He's catching more charges, man. He's got 2 new firearm charges right after he beat those, man.
Yeah, knucklehead. That be the thing, bro. It's like these people they be getting this bread, bro. Like the dumbest thing you can do is get $1 million and buy 30 guns, bro. Like at the end of the day, you better get 30 people that can legitimately, like I'm talking about, you better like having security, it's nothing nutty. You're playing chess, bro. And when I mean by having security, I don't mean your man got his gun license, so you put him on payroll. I'm talking about you better get people that know how to use them joints, like people that can shoot from the hip, people that are trained. Like you better have hitman style bodyguards around you. Keep your security, bro. Protect the bag. Protect the bag. You know what I'm saying? Even like we spoke on Quando Rondo earlier, it's like he didn't have professional security, but look at the security that he did have where it protected him from the situation. He didn't have to lift a finger. He could have got beat up out there, this and that, but then look at the outcome of it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to be well protected, bro. It's like having a car, but you don't get car insurance. Like, bro, I can protect this car. It's cool. But you stopped at a red light and somebody hitting the back of you. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, damn, bro, like you putting your license and everything in jeopardy now. You know what I mean? Just because you didn't pay a light car insurance, you want to insure your soul always. You want to have life insurance. You want to have people protecting you as a, you know what I'm saying? Like, even like rappers that be dying and they be having to get like people raising money, bro. Like it don't be adding up.
So it says that he knowingly possessed a Glock 40 caliber pistol and ammunition while having previously been convicted of a felony. And it says that he has been charged with 2 counts of illegal possession of a firearm by a felon. Would that be because of the weapon and the ammunition? The 2 counts?
The 2 counts is probably whatever he got. He could have been charged. So like sometimes when it come to like charges, they can bring up something that you didn't get charged for, like like the other joint that you was talking about when he left off house arrest and stuff. They will still bring that up. You know what I mean? But I doubt that they talking about the ammunition separate from the firearms. He could have even court a case before he was a rapper. For anybody that knows, I'm not sure his background, but like I know I done been in situations where the judge, like the DA and them, like they bring up stuff that I didn't spank in preliminary that got dismissed on lack of prosecution. Like, what I mean? The stuff still even follow me. Like, you try to apply for a job or something, and they do a background check, and they will pull up something that you was arrested for but not convicted on. So sometimes they play that game. Like, this guy was arrested for this. Whether or not you was convicted for it, they would still bring it up.
Yeah, man.
Buffalo in the building.
It was just crazy to hear that Foogiano was going to come home. In one breath, you heard that Foogiano was going to come home. And then, like it was crazy. It was crazy to hear that he actually, was catching all these new charges. But in relation to that whole crazy club shooting from the year prior when he was really getting his feet wet in the game and running, isn't it crazy how that happened at the beginning of his career like that, man? It's got to be because of lack of security. Maybe they didn't think the event was going to be that crazy.
It is, Mikey, but you know what's even crazier? Bond Simmons, True Religion Network in the building. My
Bond's in
guy.
the building.
But you know what's even crazier though, Mikey, is that it's like revolving doors now. Like it happens more and more now. It's like to the point where people are sitting around like, who is the next rapper that's gonna get locked up or killed? Like it's like I'm talking about
it's like
guys
the rappers can't even get their career off without this happening.
Exactly. Bro, they're not even getting 5 years in. You know what I'm talking about? Like these guys, it's like, it's unfortunate. Like they always say, man, a smart man learn off of his mistakes, but a wise man learn off of others, man. And salute to the guys that learn off of others. it's just nowadays, like even before these days, it's just the era where it's like people trying to prove they roll card too much and then come back and it bites you on the rear end. You know what I'm saying? Like it give you the treatment. Like you can't don't get caught in that cloud of smoke, bro. Cause these people that you trying to impress, they really don't care about you, bro. They really don't care about you.
Yeah, especially these guys that we're talking about tonight. Even some of the others, like Rollo, Pooh Shiesty, you know what I'm saying, Foogiano, all these guys, they were signed with potentially the most gangster rapper who was ever in the game,
Facts.
Gucci Man. They didn't
Facts.
need to prove to him that they could be gangster. They didn't need to prove
Facts.
that. That's not why he picked them up. He didn't pick them up because of their street activity. He picked them up because
Facts.
of how much movement and activity they were making in the music industry, man. Believe it
It's
or not, Rollo was becoming one of the biggest names in the underground circuit. You couldn't go too far without hearing Rollo's name, even though he's not where the Migos or where Little Baby went.
the thing is, it's like you got rappers out here like Meek. Meek come from the trenches. Before Meek got signed, he was outside, bro. Like, Meek wasn't really dealing with no issues like that. But he know where he came from. He understand his blessings, and he try to avoid situations. Even where people might be like, oh, he got people to beat this person up or this and that, bro. That's how you're supposed to move. How many times you seen Jay-Z coming up punching somebody in their face in the middle of his show? Like you gotta protect what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when
Mm.
you move like somebody like me, they try to belittle you and be like, oh, this guy, he ain't real, he ain't this, he ain't that. But then when you be real or try to prove that you real, you end up in the Pooh Shiesty situations. You end up in the all these guys that's sitting and fighting for their life and holding on to the little inch of hope that I'm gonna make it out and y'all still gonna respect me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still the king when I come home. I'm still the realest. Y'all still scared of me. Bro, it don't work, bro. Tough guys go in and out. And one thing people need to realize is you can go in jail for a homicide, bro. When you go upstate and them old heads been up there 40, 50 years and they've been up there for capital murder, they went in for 2, 3 homicides and they court 3, 4 homicides after they was in jail. COs and everything don't mess with them. And they just sully. It's a different type of animal. Most of these guys out here that's out here shooting stuff, bro, most of them can't fight. Most of them ain't nothing without they brother. Most of them ain't nothing without their team, without having 30 people around them, without being intoxicated. You know what I mean? Reality click in. You know what I mean? And I don't care how tough you is or whatever. You can have a guy that's not from the trenches. A guy can be from the suburbs, and you put your hands up and fight this guy, and you get beat up, man. It's like I would remember watching a what's the dude from Onyx
Sticky Fingers?
Sticky Fingers when he did the boxing match. To portray the gangster image that Sticky Fingers had. It's like this guy's he's a goon. Like don't mess with him. And he put gloves on and he in there looking crazy, man. It's like you know what I mean. So all that tough talking and all that, like you're gonna meet your match. There's no such thing as the toughest man in the world, bro. Like if you've been in jail, you know what I'm talking about. As tough as you think, you're gonna pass 100 people that don't care about life or nothing that's tougher than you. You know what I mean? So people need to learn how to humbleize themselves and understand the blessings that they have to
Yeah.
be able to have that money. Like
Yeah, understand the blessings that you're given, you know what I mean? Like don't
exactly,
try to don't try to do too much, you know what I mean? Don't
exactly.
expect too much, you know what I mean? Which is I don't know if that was what happened in Rollo's case, you know what I mean?
Rollo was different though. Rollo was different. Rollo wasn't running around like a tough guy in a hot head. He just was getting money. He came in the rap game doing what he did. He got his recognition for doing what he do. You know what I mean?
What
Did he
about when he
talk too
ran up
much?
on Rich Homie Quan's show?
Well, that was more of it was a respect thing. You know what I mean? It was
The
like,
sheriff had to come shut him down. Don't you remember that shit?
yeah, but it was more he felt disrespected because Rollo not the type of guy that will start nothing, but he's from the streets. He built everything he had from the streets. Rollo ain't really no guy that start beefs. He will speak on some stuff if you feel a certain way. But Rollo not like a troublemaker type guy. He a get money guy, man. You know what I mean? Like he was getting money from what he was doing and having the amount of money that signed rappers be having, but it was all his. He was helping people, changing people's lives. He done did more. Rollo did more in his neighborhood than most of the signed artists today, bro. Like most of these people, they do donations and things like that. They do it for the look of the internet, for the look of the image. He really is a person you can tell from the sincerity of his heart where
I think we just lost Twizz. His phone probably died. What are you talking about, Bonds? What Moneybag Yo beef? Twizz might be back in a minute, you guys. Probably just gonna have to charge his phone. In the meantime, you know what I gotta do. I gotta twist something up, man. Twizz was just spitting that knowledge. We've really been kicking a lot of game tonight about Pooh Shiesty and the two different cases that he's been going through, both in Miami, one at a hotel, I want to say, and then the other at a freaking nightclub that I've been to multiple times, King of Diamonds. If you guys want to check out a couple of my videos from King of Diamonds. Oh yeah, yeah, but Bonds, they actually weren't at the same show because Rollo got shut out of that show that night. The promoter put them both on, but they said that Moneybag Yo didn't want Rollo there. But yeah, if anybody wants to check out any of the work I've done at King of Diamonds, go check out. Just type in Chief Keef King of Diamonds. I did that video. All right, let me see. We got my guy Twizz. You back, brother?
yeah, I had to grab my charger. My phone had died. I'm plugged up though. My
And
fault.
Bond said that Rollo flipped on Moneybag Yo. Do you remember that? They were both booked at the same show, and I
Yeah,
think Moneybag Yo had gotten first, and they wouldn't let Rollo in, from my understanding.
yeah, because most likely Rollo didn't cut a check. You know what I'm saying? He like, I paid for my slot. Don't play with me. You know what I mean? One thing about Rollo is like he wasn't the biggest artist. It's like people like I didn't hear too many people riding around listening to Rollo, but his energy and who he was as a person held so much substance where you had to have love for him, man. Like he was just getting money, bro, and then he was like really what these guys rap about. Most of these rappers, they get on and they get these foreigns and these nice cribs, and then they want to rap like what they built was from the streets, from the ground up. Rollo is someone where we can say he built it from this, you know what I'm saying, from the muscle. Like he
Yeah.
got respect. People that know of him and these artists, these rappers that was around him, they knew what time it was with Rollo. So that's why he gonna carry himself like that. You know what I
Um,
mean?
Rollo had features with Future before Moneybag Yo.
Facts. Future pulled
Rollo
up to Rollo
also
Hood.
Rollo also had Little Baby. He worked with Little Baby. He
Facts.
worked with Little Dirk.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Now
Rollo.
my memory Twizz, he worked with Little Baby before Little Baby had really blown up. Little Dirk, it was a little bit more like Little Dirk working with Rollo was helping Rollo because Little Dirk was just undeniable.
So Rollo and not to put him on too high of a pedestal, not knocking him either, because he definitely was getting money. But Rollo, to me, is more compared to like a Big Meech, like where like these, you know what I'm saying, like Meech was super rich. We're not gonna get it twisted. I'm not saying Rollo was as rich as Meech, but I'm talking about somebody that had money that ain't have nothing to do with music, and these guys was living like celebrities, and the rappers around them respected these guys as celebrities.
Damn, man. Well, why didn't Meech sign somebody as good as Young Jeezy then? Or do you think Meech had several people signed that just weren't as good as Young Jeezy?
Well, the thing with Meech and Jeezy and Meech signing somebody where Meech was rich regardless. Meech was trying to turn it legitimate. Meech wasn't hungry and killing himself to find somebody, the next popping artist. He was putting on people that he had love for, that was a part of his camp. He wasn't just sitting up here signing anybody. You had to be connected to Meech for him to even, consider putting you on. You know what I mean? So
Damn. How are they
that
gonna
that
do that, man? Like, how are they gonna do that in the movie? Are all the rappers gonna have to like suck or something? Or are we
I
are we so far removed from that actually being in the series at this point?
I don't know, but it would be lit if they bring Jeezy in the series after Meech grow up on that joint. It would be lit. Like even
How far are we from that actually happening in the BMF show, though? How many more seasons before Young Jeezy can pop in your opinion?
season 6, something like that,
Wow. We
around
can't
like
see Jeezy for another 40 episodes?
yeah, I would say like season 6, because you gotta remember with Jeezy and Meech, that was just before the downfall, and they can't end the whole series too soon. You know what I mean?
That was
But
just before the downfall? How much
yeah,
before the downfall was it, if you could give me a ballpark?
it's hard to pinpoint it
Was it
because it's
5
like
years or was it 1 year and a half?
I can't give you a straight answer on that. But I know that it wasn't that much. I know that when Jeezy, once the whole world was hearing Jeezy, Scarflex, what's up, bro? Much love and respect. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. Much
That's that.
love.
Hold on, Twizz. That's that Indian boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's
Shout
just
out to
trying
India.
to make it.
Yes, sir. Much love and respect. Definitely. That's the channel, Life with the Philly fan. Appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He's that
But
Indian boy.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I can't put on a time frame, but I know it wasn't too far. Like you know how they kind of narrow it down in the series. You know what I mean? So
They
I
didn't
was
get too far in the series though, right? Like from
they didn't.
beginning of episode 1 to the episode 8. How much time did that cover? Aside from when they were like 8, 9 years old, 12 years old.
It covered a nice amount of time because it covered
2
to the point where
years?
it covered to the point where they became BMF. So that's the start right there. We know they became BMF, in season 1. That's a big thing right there. Now it's like it's so much stuff that it's yo, bro, like it's like they could put so much stuff in there, but it's certain things with legal issues where they might can't, like even with BMF dealing with like with Diddy bodyguard and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Are they going to add them things in there? Will Diddy
Huh.
approve of that? It will bring so much energy if it do though, bro. Like if Diddy, I believe his bodyguard was named Wolf or something like that.
No, but why Kato is still alive in real life. I believe isn't she? I saw an interview with her.
Well, they also like they do that on series. Like for those of y'all that watch The Godfather of Harlem, it was an issue where like where Method Man, he was acting Sam Christian. Sam Christian was part of BMF. I mean, the Black Mob of Philly. You know what I mean? And they had an episode where Bumpy killed Sam Christian, but that wasn't true. Sam Christian never got killed. And that was one thing I didn't understand why they did that, especially with somebody with a name as big as his. But they got the tendency of doing that on these series where they will wipe somebody away that didn't really get wiped away, or it don't really add up. Especially somebody like Sam Christian, his name is too big for them to have an episode where it's like
Well,
Bumpy really did something to him.
well, like Rosewood was saying, man, he would have liked to have seen Lamar in the next, the next
Yeah,
episode, the next season.
yeah,
Why,
because
you know?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I believe the real Lamar didn't get killed. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, there's an interview with him as well.
Facts. It was only two rappers, Jeezy and Blue, but I think BMF was feeling Jeezy. They was feeling Jeezy, but I think Jeezy had different plans, and Meech was getting so much money where he wasn't forcing Jeezy to do nothing. I feel like Meech helped Jeezy get plugs that he needed, and I also Real Prophecy. What's up? First and foremost, salute to you, bro. But I feel like Meech was getting so much money, and he was such of a boss that he gave people like, "Go ahead, you gonna do that? Go do that." But I feel like you gonna respect me and still show me love. And I feel like also with Meech getting booked, I'm not even gonna talk on that. I ain't gonna get too much into that, like with him and Jeezy and things of that nature. I'm not even gonna do that on the platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Bond said here, dramatization. It's
Mm-hmm.
dramatization, that's why they did those things like with Lamar and shit like that.
Facts, facts.
I'm not sure, but I thought I seen that somebody was already tapped in to play Young Jeezy, like Tay Diggs or something like that.
That would be good. They could bring the real Jeezy in for real, for real. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You got
Yeah.
somebody like 50, he be having like, come on, bro, you be having like 8-1 celebrities on your joint.
Well, look
Let
what they did
Jeezy
with
act
Eminem.
himself.
Look what they did with
Exactly.
Eminem to play White Boy Rick. They did the aging.
Exactly.
They made it so he looked younger.
They did, bro. They did. Gave him the toupee and everything. He was really, you know what I'm saying?
Why
Like,
not? Why not do that with Young Jeezy? That would be dope.
exactly. It would be dope for the series and for Jeezy, because we didn't really get to see Jeezy act on nothing. And what is easier than acting yourself? You know what
Well,
I
maybe
mean?
his body type isn't right, Twizz.
Well, also it's probably up to Meech too, like how Meech feel with Jeezy, the current relationship they got, and the other BMF members, because they got people overlooking it. Also, 50 is not just doing it himself; he's kind of getting like approval and things of that nature.
So they're going to do a Snoop Dogg show as well. Do you think there could ever be a Gucci Man show?
They gonna do a Snoop Dogg series.
Yeah, they're gonna do the whole
Oh
thing
my,
of murder was the case.
that joint will be lit, bro.
I
If they take
imagine
it,
they're gonna show how a bodyguard. It'll be good. This will be really good for the music industry as well, because it'll show how a bodyguard is intended to defend a musician.
yeah, but like with Snoop John, they gotta get detailed. I mean, we gotta get into Death Row. We gotta get into to
Yeah. Well, from what I heard, Suge Knight was the whole reason that he was able to fund that
facts,
trial. You know what I mean?
facts,
Suge Knight and Dr. Dre. If you
facts.
don't remember, what was it called? The Green Book or something like that. It was all about how this guy had to drive a musician around to all of his gigs and shit like that. That was his
Damn.
bodyguard. It was his bodyguard. He would have to
Uh-huh.
beat people up for him and stuff. And
Damn.
that's what Snoop Dogg. He had a bodyguard that I believe had to shoot somebody
Yeah,
over,
he did.
coming to Snoop Dogg was in a car or something like that.
Facts. His
And
bodyguard did an interview speaking on exactly what happened not too long ago.
what was Snoop Dogg sitting in the back of the seat, like jamming out to gin and juice? And then
Yeah.
somebody tried to run up on him, and the dude. But we'll wait till we see it happen in the series, man. They're gonna play it out.
Definitely, and they will also have to like bring in like No Limit and stuff like that. We can't forget about the No Limit wave and all
Hold
of
on,
that. Like,
they're not doing the whole Snoop Dogg life story, man.
oh, all
they're just
right,
ordering one season. They're gonna,
okay,
you
okay.
know how
I see
like
what you're saying.
sometimes, you know how sometimes they'll like do like a series and it'll have like one defining storyline. Well, like,
I know what you're talking about.
will this guy find his daughter? Well, you'll find out in 8 episodes. It's gonna be
Yeah, I
like
know what you're talking
Snoop
about.
Dogg going through or like the O.J. Simpson trial with Cuba Gooding Jr. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, I did, but they might as well make a movie about it then. You know what I'm saying? They might as well just do a
No,
movie if they ain't
nope.
going to stretch it out.
TV. It's TV show, man. It's TV
Okay.
shows now. Yeah. 50's
Yeah, that's
doing
the
like
wave.
500,000 viewers a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
50's.
is on fire with the shows. You ain't never lied, bro.
Yeah.
He changed the game. He took it back to the feeling of the Sopranos, to the feeling of the Wire. You
Oh
know what
yeah.
I mean? And put like a, like a updated twist on it, because we know HBO and stuff like that, they wasn't covering certain things. So for him to be, a part of the hip hop culture and a part of like what, other things that's going on, that it was lit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I like that. It's what
Hmm.
he did. It's like the Soprano type shit, man.
Exactly.
It's real shit. It's real character development, man. And I'm looking forward to those
Exactly.
episodes, man. But Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano, two artists that, obviously the two of us have a lot of respect for, and we
Hmm.
definitely wish the best for them. That's why we came on here tonight and spoke on them. Definitely a powerful message from Pooh Shiesty
Definitely.
tonight. Twizz said that Pooh Shiesty probably should chill out a little bit while he's going through his trial, though.
Definitely. Definitely. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. Because y'all, if you're not going to get in front of the judge and talk like that, why put yourself in a digger, like, come on, man, like these DAs and all of them, they be tuned into your Instagram posts, they
Yes.
be tuned into all of
Yes,
that.
and, who was it? Was it Whack 100 speaking on Suge Knight when he was talking about how
Facts.
Suge Knight went to court, and then they're like, "Well, Suge, we have all this phone recordings of you saying this, that, and third," and then Suge's on
Facts.
the recording like, "Yes, this guy's gonna do that for me because I had him do this to that, him and third."
Facts.
Like, dude,
Facts.
what is wrong with you? You
You
can't be talking on them phones.
Facts, you hear him talking all this gangster stuff on the phone, and he get in the courtroom. Oh, my health, I need my medical. Oh, I didn't wrote you, I petitioned you, and all of this. Like, bro, if you gonna have that energy, have it all the way around the board, man. And you know, not to speak on Ab, because this not part of the topic, but that's one of the things that I respect the most about AR is like, people might say, he was wild rapping, wild doing interviews, but when he was in that courtroom, he wasn't bending either. He was wild in there too. You hear how the judge say his energy was and how he reacted. It's like, don't change it up, bro. If you're gonna be like that way, go all the way. You know what I'm saying? You need to be that way all the way. Real rap, real prophecy. You already know. You can't do nothing but respect somebody that if they say they stand on something, stand on it all the way. When you get in that courtroom, don't be in there like, yes sir, this and that. But every other second you get to post the Instagram post while you in jail, you still talking like you the biggest gangster in the world. Keep that energy all the way. You know what I mean? And that's like, either you gonna stay out the way or you gonna go 150%. It's one or the other.
Damn. But yeah, man, fuck. Yep, one time for AR Rab and the men. You already
Yes,
know,
sir.
man.
And I hope
Definitely.
y'all checked out that fire, fire interview that Mikey T done dropped with Notorious Skinny Me, man. That joint was heavy, and you know what I mean. Like he dropped gems in there, and Mikey, you touched up on some good topics. Talking about like the murder gang and all of that stuff, man. Like you really, you killed that interview, man. So salute to you, because Skinny is one of the guys where we ain't get no exclusive interviews from him since he was locked up, man. So free all of them, free all the loved ones, and everybody standing up for sure.
Yeah, I remember back in the day hearing AR Rab talking blogs. He was like, yo, the murder gang. And he would talk about, like, all the affiliates of OBH.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't really know that the murder gang had Skinny Me in it. Because, when I first started seeing Skinny Me, I thought like, because Ab was saying this is the skinny version. I thought Ab was saying this is Skinny Me. Like, I thought Ab was saying, like, this is just the skinny version of me or something, but I was mistaken about that, Damn, I'm running through this Acid Cat right here, man.
Acid Cat, you stay with them A1 flavors, Mikey.
Well, I'll tell you something, Twizz. I went to the dispensary. Well, I've been going to the dispensary for a few months, and they got this new brand. They got this new brand as of the last 3 or 4 weeks called Acid Cat, right? Because I always go to the dispensary for cookies. My fire ass shit.
Yes, sir.
Right here, this cereal. So they were advertising Acid Cat first just with a picture of the bud, but then they changed it to make it look cool. They changed it with a whole little design package like that. And so anyways, everyone's buying the Acid Cat for like $350 an ounce.
Damn.
I noticed this week they had it pre-ground, $57 for a half ounce.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Damn, you winning right there. Take a little shake. You gotta break it down anyway before you roll it up. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Well, I grabbed 2 of them.
Hell yeah, you got a circle for 100.
Exactly, man. Rather than spend because the cookies is like $350 an ounce, man.
Sheesh.
$430 an ounce. It's expensive as hell, man.
It's worth it though for them flavors, especially when you blow heavy. You be eating them good flavors, not none of that mild stuff, man.
But yo, they've been advertising this Acid Cat, which it says it's like Girl Scout cookies with some lemony, but then it also says it gives you a trippy side effect.
Damn.
Yeah, it says trippy side effect. Acid obviously in the name, but yeah, I mean they had it for a half ounce for $57. I felt like that was a steal.
Hell yeah. Shoot, you got the ounce for less, damn near less than half. Shoot.
Yep. Yeah, man. So I think that'll pretty much I guess we could pretty much go into a outro now for the show today, man. It was a pretty good podcast tonight, I think, to be honest with you.
Definitely. Y'all know how we carry it. Salute to everybody in the chat, everybody that's tuning in. Salute to everybody that couldn't catch the live. If y'all just checking it out, you know what I'm saying? Y'all couldn't catch it, man. Y'all know we love y'all, man. Much love and respect.
Hell yeah, man. This was a late night edition.
Yes, sir.
Half of the 4 horsemen, as Bonds would say. Bonds was tapped in with us. Now I have a special interview dropping this week. A very special interview that I did over the weekend, or I did a little bit. Yeah, I did a little bit over the weekend, and I'm pretty excited to release it to all of you. So I'm really hype about releasing that. But other than that, man, I'm gonna. I got some more from the Skinny Me interview. I appreciate you giving me a plug on that, man.
Can't wait till you drop that, man. That joint like that was exclusive. Appreciate you, Lone Wolf. You know how we carry it. Much love and respect, bro.
We definitely appreciate you tapping in Lone Wolf TV. If anybody wants to send any open questions right now, we're pretty much just at the outro of the show. You know, we're
Definitely.
just we had a good show today talking about Gucci Man's two artists that are going through some unfortunate situations. Foogiano, especially after walking on his charges that I thought he was gonna after cutting off his ankle monitoring device, you know what I mean? I thought it was a wrap for him, but he's walking on those charges only to face probably deeper charges from that club incident from last year, which sucks
Yeah,
for
man.
him.
But in his situations, that's more money, more problems, man. It's like, you get one thing out the way, you still got something else to face, man. Just God's willing, he get out the situation and he can open his eyes and see the bigger picture. Instead of, buying all these burners, man, just make sure your people around you got opportunities. Make sure that guy that come up and say he got talent or, whatever he can do, help him out, man. Don't put all your focus in the streets. You stay away from it. We lost people like Dolph and you know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of rappers, man, period. It's like
Pop
you
Smoke.
stay out
We're
the way.
losing these
Pop Smoke.
guys.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Just stay out the way, man. Nipsey, you know what I'm saying?
Joe Bob. Joe Bob? That's one of our fans
Joe,
right there, Twizz, who
Joe
like
Bob in the building. What's up, Joe?
appreciate you for tapping in. Anybody that wants to ask some questions right now, we will field some questions. If
Yeah,
anybody wants to ask,
this
you
a
know.
fresh Q&A right here, you know what I mean? And any topics y'all might want us to speak on in the next panel, just drop it. We here for y'all.
Yep, we'll probably get another panel video in before the year is out, Twizz.
Definitely.
Anything else you're planning on doing before the year's out?
I don't got nothing locked in. I'm trying to a few things in the making. I don't want to throw it out. I still got more clips of the Omar Gooden interview that I didn't put out yet. I was, we was talking on the phone. It's like about the timing and everything. Um, Other than that, I don't got really nothing 100% locked in. Cause you know how it is in this game, Mikey. You might have something where it's like it's set up and it might not fall through, whether it's timing or whatever. So, I'm still trying to make some things happen.
Lone Wolf TV says, "Do you think Arab will have a career when he gets out, Twizz?"
Yeah, as long as he don't gotta serve his full time. You know what I'm saying? If he gotta serve his full time, the age and all of that, like it's going to kind of be out of whack. If he can get granted a pill, even if he can come home 5, 10 years from now, he will definitely have a career. If he can come home, even like I said, 5 or 10 years, I feel like his career will do much more than what it did before he even got locked up. Just because like he had like his case was like it was a big case. You know what I mean? And whatever the situation is, it's like we know how Ab carry himself, so it's like he didn't fold, he ain't do nothing in his situation. He stood tall, and if he can come home, his results to me will be bigger than Bobby Smurder when he came home.
Well, damn, you heard it right there from Twizz. He believes Arab's career will be bigger if he gets out in the next few years.
Hmm.
You
Facts.
know what? I know everybody here is pulling for Ab to get out. If you are a new fan, if you're not familiar with Arab, definitely tap into the whole scene. Just give him a Google search or a YouTube search. And if you're into into that dope ass Philly music or dope ass street music, you're gonna
Facts.
mess with AR Rab. But even Drake really messed with AR Rab. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it show you how much of an impact that he made from not even being signed. Even like a Boosie interview where they were speaking on him. It just surprised me where certain celebrities where they could mention Ab name and people know who he was. Like, you know what I mean? Ab had everything it took to make it, and he was one of the last few people from Philly that had an established group that really had what it takes to push the group, keep the eyes on the city and things of that nature. And they had the original Philly flows, you know what I mean? They didn't switch up music. It wasn't taking nobody else wave from a different state and nothing like that. So, Ab was definitely talented and had, he had a vision and his vision was working. So it was definitely an unfortunate situation. So free Ab and them.
That's right. I think Twizz put that great. Now, everybody in here, I want everyone in here to go over to Instagram and follow me right now. Everybody that follows me from this video, even if you're watching the video on demand, follow me on here. Drop a comment on one of my pictures, Mikey T. I followed you after watching the Pooh Shiesty or Foogiano video with you and SV Twizz, and I will follow you guys back. I definitely appreciate everybody tapping in with us, man. SV Twizz and myself appreciate the audience on
Absolutely.
the live videos, the panel discussions, or even my interviews, man. I'm gonna send it over to Twizz right now so he can let y'all know how to contact him. I'll grab his YouTube as well.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
y'all can
no,
go check out his new interview with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother, man. I need everybody to go check that interview out afterwards, man, because
definitely, man. This SV Twizz, man, the hood blogger. Y'all tuned in to Report Card Radio La Familia with my brother Mikey T, the movie star. He always kept it legendary, man. Always been solid, always showed love, man. So salute to you always, Mikey. And salute to the other two four horsemen that wasn't here today. Bonds was able to tap in the comments. Salute to him. Honorable Probably in the studio or something working. But y'all know how we carry it, man. You know what I'm saying? We keep it to the streets. We keep connected with the people and everything. And we one of the few platforms out here that we push it without the drama. We push it without the hate. We push it without going back and forth with other bloggers and things of that. Salute, Mr. Uptown. You know what I mean? We keep it a
because
stack.
these other bloggers haven't been to Rick Ross's crib and smoked weed and rolled up in the boss's living room. These
Facts.
other
Facts.
bloggers, please, somebody
Facts.
hit your favorite blogger and ask him if he walked in the back door at Live 50
Facts.
times. Sorry, Twizz.
Facts.
Your
No,
plugs.
hit your favorite blogger. Ask them have they ever interviewed Lil Wayne. Hit your favorite blogger. Ask them have they ever interviewed Pusha T. The list goes on. It goes on. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna drop I'm saying, the who list and all of that, but come on, man. Yeah, this is where it's at, man. It's like, and that's what make my brother Mikey such a unique person. It's like, he never was Hollywood, man. He always showed love, even to like he say, bro. What he say, he mean it. You follow him on Instagram, he gonna follow you back. You DM him, he gonna DM you back. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You want it.
Twizz,
You
I'll
want
be
it.
honest with you. Man. I might have missed an email from DJ Envy back in the day where he was
Damn,
telling me about a whole concept for a show with him and Angela Yee that could have been
damn,
called The Breakfast Club.
damn. That's heavy. That's
Imagine if I
heavy.
missed that email.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. But
I
you
don't
know,
think
it's
I missed that email. I just
yeah.
messed up.
I was about to say they don't sound like you, Mikey, because you be focused on everything, man. But
If DJ Envy hit me back then, I would have known, bro. Come on, man. Even Charlemagne, you know, he was working his way up with Wendy Williams, right?
facts,
And Angela
facts,
Yee, of course, she was I was well aware of what all of them were doing. You know what I mean? I was well
facts.
aware of it. So I wouldn't have been ignorant
But
to that. Not to
but
say
you,
I haven't
yeah,
missed opportunities, Twizz.
yeah, you haven't. You was out putting footwork in
I've missed
and getting,
opportunities.
but
Believe me.
you was getting stuff done without no machines behind you, and it takes a lot. You know what I mean? You was doing it before it was a wave, before everybody and their mom was doing it. You know what I mean? So it says a lot. So respect is always given, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all do the research, I don't want to say no names, man. We might get into it in the future, but if y'all pay attention, y'all will see other people that, copy Mikey's style of interviewing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna drop no names on here, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like, gotta respect it, man. We keep it a stack. We keep, you know what I'm saying, keep the panel nice and clean, no messiness, man. And this report card radio, this SV Twizzy, man. And it's only one way from here, y'all, and that's up, man. Much love and respect to everybody that tuned in. You know, we all a family. When we say report card radio, La Familia, it's not just us on the panel, it's y'all tuning in because we always have thorough topics and we keep it a stack on here.
Keep it a
Appreciate you,
buck.
Aaron Chris. You already know. You know how we carry it, man. Much love and respect, Aaron.
Okay, okay. Mactown Tony says, "What up,
Okay.
fellas? Checking in from Maxton, North Carolina. Much love to y'all. Keep up
Damn.
that great work. We see y'all out here in Carolina. Peace,
Appreciate you.
bros.
Much love to Carolina, man.
Yeah,
Love y'all, man. Much
North
love, bro.
Carolina.
Real rap. Real
We
rap.
appreciate Carolina tapping in with us, man. You
It's
know,
all love.
Twizz coming from Philly, myself, I'm from Connecticut, you know what I mean? Right on the border of Rhode Island. That's
Hmm.
why I always bring up Rhode Island as well. You know,
Facts.
my grandparents lived in Rhode Island and shit. So I was always right at the border. My dad
Okay.
lived in Connecticut. But you know, man, we appreciate that acknowledgement that we get from other parts of the country, man.
Yeah, it's
And
a
it's like,
beautiful thing.
yeah, like earlier today, I got some acknowledgement from Connecticut with a couple dudes from Connecticut. That's why I was calling you earlier, Twizz, because I'd ran into some
Okay.
people and they're like, "Yo, Mikey T." They're like, "Yo, Mikey T, you have the YouTube show." They're like, "We really mess with you. We're from Connecticut, man. We
Damn.
mess with you, man." And I'm like, "Damn." I'm like, "That's what's up." I'm like, "That's what's up, man." I'm like, "Y'all are
And
from Connecticut?" They're like, "Yeah, man. We're from Bridgeport, Connecticut." Yep.
definitely, man. Anybody know Mikey T carry Connecticut on his back, man. So it's like you hold it down for real, for real.
That's right,
Always.
man. That's right, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to everyone else carrying Connecticut on their back as well, man. My guy, my guy getting involved with the NFTs, Murda, Chris Webby on
Okay.
the rap tip, um,
Okay.
DJ Big Mike on the, on the DJ and shit and all the shows and stuff. A lot of people from Connecticut really getting it popping on the scene, man. But yeah,
Definitely.
I appreciate you coming in on the show tonight, man. We really
I
got
appreciate you having me.
we got a good chance to get a lot off of our chest tonight on the show. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? We spoke about stuff that we've really been covering for, I guess, the last year. So we kind of know what's
Facts.
been going on, and it kind of helps with the conversation and the dialogue that we have going.
Facts. That's a fact.
But yeah, man, until the next episode of the podcast, man, until our next live stream, everybody just keep dropping comments. You can see right here, you can subscribe to SV Twizz on YouTube. He has a short film available on there, as well
Facts.
as multiple interviews. He's got Oskino, he's got Cuba Gooding Jr.'s brother. And you can also follow SV Twizz on Instagram. So get to work, everyone, because we just killed tonight's podcast. So it's on y'all now. Now you guys got to follow us.
Fact, show some love. Follow us, DM us, and we can all network, man. Let's win together. Just show love, and we can always show it back. That's for sure.
But we definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight.
Yes, sir.
Man, everyone's going to be watching this video, going back and just seeing the whole conversation about Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano. Man, they're going to see a lot of good shit, man. And oh yeah, Aaron. Yeah, definitely, man. Enjoy the holidays, man.
Definitely.
Twizz, we're more than likely going to get on here again before the holidays, man. And all the way
definitely.
Up to the holidays.
Definitely. We going to tap back in. We ain't going to be going that long, you know what I'm saying? But definitely everybody stay safe, you know what I mean, in the meantime, you know what I mean?
Yep. Everybody enjoy this time of the year, man. Enjoy this time of the year
and be
with
safe.
Your family, with your friends, but also remember to come on the internet and check in with the hip hop panel.
Yes, sir.
Or the hip hop guys.
Yes,
sir. I think that's our new name, the hip hop guys.
The real rant.
The hip hop guys. I think that's what
guys. The 4 horsemen of hip hop. Salute.
That's the new name, y'all. Y'all saw it birth tonight. Instead of the hip hop panel, it is now the hip hop guys.
Air to the streets. Y'all know how we carry it.
All right, y'all. Peace. Twizz.
Salute.
My brother. Enjoy the night.
You too, Mikey. You already know. Much